Sactown Sports, 1140.
This is the Drive, baby.
The Drive Guys, Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles. It's drive time with the Drive Guys.
Aren't you the guy that was telling me yesterday how these first-round series waste everybody's time? I think I might have been there with you. But aren't you the guy?
I also said...
We got to shorten these series up, man.
I also said, let's see what happens in Game 2. That is how we ended the conversation, and man, oh man. There are a couple, and we'll see what happens tonight, but we're back. Mm-hmm. Round one is back.
2 more series started last night.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta over the Knicks, 107-106. Boy, both teams just gacked away the end of that game.
They did.
There was a choke fest down the stretch on both ends of the floor.
Right.
It happens.
Yeah.
CJ McCollum misses 2 free throws. The Knicks, they don't have a timeout. And then...
Scorebug, though. Scorebug said they did.
Yeah.
Everybody's destroying Mike Brown.
Yeah, now they found out, they didn't have a timeout. Well, why didn't they? And they're destroying him for that.
Yeah.
For not having one.
Because he called one, and I think it was pretty harmless. You know, Brunson was just taking the ball up. I think he got past half court. And Mike Brown just called a timeout.
He was about to
drive.
Attack.
Yeah.
That was a weird one.
Yeah, and then he didn't have it.
Yeah.
For when he needed it.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
So Atlanta over the Knicks, and then Minnesota over Denver, 119-114 in a very chippy contest.
Yeah. I had said this to you, Whitey, because you got Jaden McDaniels just calling out the whole Denver Nuggets squad as far as their defense is concerned. We know Michael Malone spoke to that. Denver, Minnesota is probably one of the strongest rivalries right now. I know Eastern Conference has a couple, Detroit and whoever, but it's a rivalry right now because there's a couple different forms of rivalries. There's rivalry because it's just historic, Dodgers-Giants. There's rivalries because of where you're located.
Some of those rivalries are almost obligatory.
Exactly. Yeah. There's also rivalries that kind of grow, and maybe they're not a rivalry forever, but they are right now because you keep running into each other in high-level, high-leverage situations, and that's the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. They keep running into each other in the playoffs, and it's kind of created something that has been inevitable. And I think it's great. I think it's good for the game. I mean, Jokic, everybody likes to paint Jokic as this just happy-go-lucky, I like my horses and all that. But you watch some of the little quirky stuff he does. I mean, Anthony Edwards just had the basketball after a travel call. Jokic just runs up and aggressively takes the ball from him, and there's a little scuffle, but and I'm good with it. I'm just saying there's some mind games being played that you don't think about when it's Jokic. It's just, man, he's getting hacked all the time, and all he does is just grab his lunch pail. He does, but he does engage in some of that tomfoolery as well.
Because he wants to win, and that's what's great for the NBA when you see things like that going on is, okay, because sometimes this season you couldn't help us from wondering who really wants to win.
Yeah.
And right now in the playoffs, there's no question. Then as you say, when you have two teams that are sick of each other for how much they've played over the last few years, and then there's something at stake, and then they start taking shots at each other a little bit physically, but then verbally after the game, you've got all the ingredients.
Oh, yeah, and I wonder now, as Jaden McDaniels said, none of them can defend at the rim. Whitey, bulletin board material?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if that doesn't get you fired up, if you're Denver, I don't know who does. You know, everybody say, man, why would you say that? Why would you poke the bear? Sometimes there's poking the bear. You know, I got some poking the bear rules almost.
Really?
I think poking the bear, if you are a true underdog, right, and you're you're winning, and you poke the bear, I think that's something you probably shouldn't do.
Right.
I also would say in-game poking. If you're up big in-game, in a game you have no business winning, and you decide to poke the bear because you're up big right before halftime, I think that's stupid.
Yeah, there's no upside to that.
No.
It's not a percentage play.
No. If you are poking because a bear means the reason they're saying that is because they're bigger, they're better than you. That's how I understand it. So Jaden McDaniels saying what he said, I don't think that's poking the bear because Jokic is Jokic, right? I mean, what else? This is not, how about the LeBron thing when Klay Thompson, I know they had a better record, the best record in the history of the NBA, but Klay saying, what do you call LeBron, some version of a crybaby, whatever it was. that was kind of poking the bear.
I'll give you a better example, I think, when Dylan Brooks did that when Memphis was playing the Lakers.
Yes.
And I think he said some things, and I think he regretted it.
Right. I don't think it's the same thing with Jaden McDaniels. This is a true rivalry.
He might have been baited into it a little bit. I have to hear it again. He might have said something about somebody, and then someone kind of,
I didn't think so.
None of them can guard anybody.
I didn't think so. He named them by their government names.
He did.
He named them by their government names. So to me, I don't think that's poking the bear. That's just we're in the middle of a playoff series, a playoff rivalry. I'm feeling myself a little bit. And what else are they going to do? I mean, whether they're going to defend better?
I do think it was smart for him to do that when the series is going back for a couple games.
Yeah, that's very true. Don't do it going to Denver at all.
Right. As far as Mike Brown under fire in New York for going 11 minutes without Brunson or Cat on the floor.
Hey, they'd been playing well.
That's what he said. But some have pointed out, but this is the playoffs, Mike.
Yeah.
The point is whether he's right or whether he's wrong. He made some errors last night. They lose the game, so he's really under fire right now.
He is. And the timeout that wasn't a timeout at that point, I don't have a problem with it. You made a big trade for Mikal Bridges. If he can't take that shot, then maybe it wasn't a good trade.
Alan, doesn't he have to take the ball to the basket there instead of ending up with a fall away?
Yeah, fall away. He hits those middies though, but fall away.
In transition.
Yeah, there's not enough time to find Brunson, but you would have liked to find Brunson there. Speaking of, it's a big defensive day for you. You had Jaden McDaniels calling out Denver, and you had CJ McCollum not calling out Brunson by name, but that was baited. That question was, hey, was there something that you guys liked there? And CJ said something to the effect of, what do you think? Obviously we did. I'm not going to say it by name.
Yeah.
But it's a big day because we're talking about defense. We're talking about shot making and how different the playoffs are from the regular season. So as good as Jalen Brunson is, the one thing I'm thinking about in my head is if the Knicks don't win it, this was supposed to be their year, which was so funny because the Celtics just didn't drop. They actually have a better record than the Knicks. So if the Knicks don't win the whole thing, we will have to have the conversation, okay, Jalen Brunson, it's just too much Jalen Brunson. I felt like that for years, but now everybody else will say, yeah, you need some version of another star. He can't be your number one. I know Becky Hammon got hammered for saying that at the time, and I'm just thinking about Darius Acuff. And, even if he reaches the apex of Jalen Brunson, you're going to need other guys around him.
One of the things I heard about Mike Brown when he was here, he never said this that I know of. He never said it to me, so I don't know it for a fact. But people would say, one of the reasons Dave Al Mitchell didn't play more is because Mike isn't crazy about smaller guards.
Okay.
I would believe that based on his track record, but I don't know that for a fact. If it is true, he inherits a Knicks team where, your best player is a small guard.
Yeah, and I thought this is what's so funny, guys. And I'm going to pull a comparison here. It hasn't been exactly the same because I do think Lamar has thrown more. But this Brunson Knicks thing, it reminds me of Lamar Jackson, how he's been through however many offensive coordinators, and they keep saying, no, we're going to unlock the offense now, and we're going to do all this. And some years Lamar runs too much. Other years he doesn't really run it at all or that much, and he throws.
MVP,
no, I understand that. I'm just saying, to get to the promised land, we're going to bring in Derrick Henry, and that's going to change things. We got Zay Flowers now. They keep doing all this stuff, and I know they finally moved on from Harbaugh, so maybe that's part of it, but they keep doing all this stuff, and it all still looks pretty similar when you watch him. Jalen Brunson, he's playing too much. There's too much dependency on Jalen Brunson. We got to switch coaches. And the same thing happens. They're not passing the ball around. It's the Jalen Brunson show.
Well, the offense at times looked terrible last night down the stretch. They looked like they didn't know what they were doing. They had one, I think it was after he called the timeout. They came out and it's a late ATO, and they come out, that's a big bucket there. You call a timeout late, you got to come up with a good play at least.
Yeah.
And I think what happened was Bridges got trapped under the basket, and they stripped the ball from him. They didn't even get a shot up.
Right.
Yeah. Your Lamar Jackson, Brunson thing, the only thing I like about it is finally you're seeing the light, and finally you're embracing the idea that quarterbacks and point guards are very similar. Other than that, I'm having a hard time.
They're not.
I'm having a hard time making it all the way down that path.
I'll just take it. It's early in the show. I'll take it for now. Just let me get revved up a little bit, and then we'll go in a different direction. Also, Whitey, the conversation I saw somebody. Funny enough, it was the homeboy who was going at DeMar, and he said Carson Breber, and he said,
"Oh yeah, Justin Breber.
Yeah, when you get to the playoffs, it's different because you need somebody to handle the rock." And he said it's fascinating, which I almost said something to him. Because he was basically saying CJ McCollum is now more valuable than Jalen Johnson because of how playoff basketball is played, which I found fascinating because he was just bagging on DeMar. I know DeMar, CJ's not really a one. It's not a one-to-one comparison, but I found it interesting because he was talking about getting to your spots, which is literally what DeMar does. And it reminded me, Whitey, of before all this happened, when you still had De'Aaron and you still had DeMar on these airwaves. I know it wasn't just myself. We talked about the fact that if you can get to the playoffs, you have two guys that are really good in the clutch and can get to their spots. So I'm seeing what CJ McCollum is doing. He's an elder statesman. I don't think he's as old as DeMar, but
no.
He's an elder statesman. He shoots the three ball better than DeMar. I get it. But I look at that and a Hawks team, that literally was what we had cooked up for DeMar. A young team that needs a little bit more scoring and needs somebody in the clutch. And I'm just thinking, I don't know if it would be the Hornets or whatever, but I am thinking there's clearly somebody out there that could use DeMar in a CJ McCollum type role.
I don't know. That's a big role. CJ McCollum, it's nice the way he finally has come out of from under Dame Lillard's shadow a little bit. And they were both. It was a great tandem. But there was no question who was number one. I don't know if DeMar could handle that load on a playoff team right now. Okay. I don't know. But I agree with you. I mean, yeah, definitely when it comes to getting to your spots and consistently scoring, that's DeMar DeRozan. The three ball is a big deal, in the playoffs. It is. And the biggest thing is, defensively, these teams are playing defense now. The teams that are winning are playing defense. And this Kings team, this was a terrible defensive team.
No,
what if they made the playoffs? On what planet could that have happened?
No, I was talking about prior to it, which
I know you were. I know you were.
They weren't much better.
I know you
but
were.
They were better.
I know you were.
They were
These
better.
are just things I thought of as you were talking. I'm not saying, no, that's wrong.
Yeah, but it's this idea where obviously Jalen Johnson and Kuminga. Oh, my goodness. That's just this is what I was hoping to see from this Knicks Hawks series because they have the young dudes, they have their slashers, but they needed the shooting. And that's what they're getting from CJ McCollum. I still think they could probably add more shooting. I don't know if they need Jonathan Kuminga, to be honest with you. We might be having a Keegan Murray, Jonathan Kuminga trade conversation. And not
C4 says Kuminga, we got DeAndre Hunter.
We do. Now he's expiring. I'm just saying, he's expiring. We got to see him play.
I think the Knicks' replacement for Mike Brown, should they need it, is already out there. With Billy Donovan stepping away. Oh. Billy Donovan had apparently talked to the Knicks before. Nothing ever happened there. But I think the Knicks are already, if they lose this series, but if they don't even make it to the conference finals, Mike Brown's, they're probably going to blame it all on him, and he'll be gone.
You know what's so
I don't
funny?
think that's right, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Remember, Billy Donovan's ready.
Yeah. Remember how obviously the Knicks tried to talk to coaches. They thought their brand was so strong they could just get coaches to leave, or other teams were just going to say, yeah, take our coach. And that wasn't the case. They end up going with Mike Brown. Funny enough, Whitey, or ironically enough, I should say, Mike Brown and Doug Christie are kind of in similar spots. Now, as of a week or so ago, the Kings came out and said, hey, we're going to, keep Doug for another year. But this year for Mike Brown is the collection of essentially 2 years for Doug, where both of them are kind of trying to prove that they deserve to remain the head coach versus – I'm trying to be careful here with my words, versus the idea of we have anointed you. You see Jordy Fernandez getting an extension. He got the Will Hardy extension after the team stunk. So there's different levels of we hired you, but the belief level might not be the same as other hires.
Yeah. You weren't our first choice.
Yeah.
Go get him. If you win a championship, we love you.
Right.
Hey, you didn't win a championship. I think, if we're being honest here, I think in some ways it would be great for the Kings if Mike Brown got fired early on. I don't want that to happen. I like Mike Brown, but, for all the criticism of the Kings, get rid of Mike Brown when they did, I criticized it. It becomes harder to criticize that and say, the Kings don't know what they're doing if the coach they fired goes somewhere else and gets fired after 1 year.
Yeah, especially with a much more talented roster.
Right, especially if what happened last night is a theme throughout. Maybe they'd just get beat. But if they get beat either in this series or the next series and people are looking at the coach going, what's he doing there?
Yeah.
That actually, in a way, benefits the Kings.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I mean, it's so funny. They're different levels of flawed rosters because the Knicks probably do have a flawed roster, but we can't even bring that up just because of what we're seeing out here in Sacramento. But on a championship scale, that roster is probably flawed. It just ultimately doesn't matter. Especially, if you lose to the Hawks, then it's completely over. But I even think if they lose in the second round, the way some of these teams are playing and you see the balance, that's why I go back to how the roster is built. I think honestly, I don't know what to do with the Pistons. We're going to see what happens there. But I think the Celtics, number one, and who I've been on just kind of secretly. I've always
Raptors.
Thought, definitely not. The team that they're playing, though, the Cavs, they got Harden, and I know he's a playoff choker and all this. That's just a balanced team. It is. I think those two teams, the Celtics and the Cavs, are more balanced than any other team in the East.
I think the last couple of years, the Cavs have been victims of their own expectations. And this year, I don't think the expectations are as high. And maybe that's obviously not the most important thing when it comes to winning a basketball game and a basketball series, but they might benefit from that.
Right. Just nobody was really thinking about them. Yeah. It was a lot of pressure on the Knicks. And then the Celtics are the Celtics. I don't know what to do. You know what, Whitey? I think this is an exciting time. I know the Kings got the lottery coming up, and obviously they lost the coin flip because Utah, they're going to get
Are
Debanza.
you over that now?
No,
you okay with it? You're not over
because I actually thought about it more, and this is all just tinfoilness to get Debanza to Utah. And we talked about that last week. And now I'm even more certain that the fix is in.
So that's why the Kings ended up 5th and not 4th?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I'm telling you. Now they can maneuver. Just watch.
So that Utah can get the first pick?
You just watch.
It doesn't affect the odds of the first pick.
Not on paper. Not on paper. Okay? But you just hold on there, Whitey.
All right.
But I'm thinking.
And so that's the trade-off. Look, we're giving them AJ, but you guys get a high pick and you get a Christmas game. Okay, we're all right.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that I'm not in those tunnels, Whitey. I'm not in those underground tunnels talking. But you know what I was thinking? A lot of these teams, as Michael Scotto, my guy, Michael Scotto said, there are going to be a lot of teams looking for offense.
Does Brett Siegel know that you called Michael Scotto
They're
your guy?
both my guys.
Okay, are they okay with that?
Yes, they're okay.
I'm okay with it,
and
but
and the BR squad. Shout out the
BR squad.
Shout out the BR squad.
Your college roommates or something. I'm surprised you don't go to Guerneville with the BR squad.
Shout out the Bleacher Report squad,
Andy
man.
Bailey, let's go to Guerneville.
Let's go, man. How's the family? How's the family doing? But I'm looking around, Whitey. If the Pistons, if the Celtics do what the Celtics do, and they win and they come out of the East, you have multiple teams in the East that are going to be very motivated to take that step. And who has a lot of random talent that could help you take that step? The Sacramento Kings. The Pistons, I was listening, and the conversation has come up again. The Pistons have not provided Cade Cunningham with a number 2 scoring option. They haven't. They thought one was going to happen organically. It hasn't happened. And I was reading, some Pistons fans saying our big 3 being Duren, Cade, and Asar Thompson, and one of your big 3 is a defensive specialist. If it's not named Draymond Green, that's a problem. So they're going to be looking to get better. We know about the Raptors looking to get better. The Hornets are going to be looking to take that next step. So I actually woke up today, this morning, feeling much better about the different, items that the Kings have to offer other teams, because so many teams in the East, not so much in the West, but so many teams in the East are going to feel like they're one tweak away from a substantial playoff run.
You forced me into a position I don't want to take. All right, you're coming to look at Kings roster. You're an Eastern Conference team. Like, we need some help here. Everything, it's like the canned food warehouse.
No, it's not.
This has a dent in it.
Whitey.
But the maraschino cherries are still great. There's some fruit cocktail here. Yeah, the label's ripped off, but it's great.
We're at the pawn shop. Right, we're at the pawn shop. Hey, Jay, he's trying to say we have played against sports, man. Played against sports. They used to play me. I had a nice glove.
Racket is great.
No.
Okay, the handle's coming off a little bit. The
Gotta
but that's
retape
all
it.
right. Yeah, you just got to retape
I
it.
had a glove. Hey, man, this is a brand new Rawlings. I just have a different one. I could give you 40 for it. I'll just keep it, dude.
I'd rather somebody who can lace it up.
I'd rather give it to a kid playing Little League
donation
than take $40 for that. Get that out of my face, dude. I'm leaving. I took my glove, Jay. I just left.
But that's what I'm telling you. Everybody that you would look at if you're another team looking at the Kings, like, well, that guy, but
no, Whitey.
You call the Kings roster fruit cocktail?
Yeah, Whitey.
A dented can of fruit
cocktail.
cocktail.
No, Whitey.
I love fruit cocktail.
They're not playing against. This is Dick's Sporting Goods, not playing against
That's
sports.
right.
Come on, Whitey.
I don't know.
When's the last time you've had any fruit cocktail, Stretch?
It's been a while.
On a plane?
It's been too long.
Either at a hospital or at a plane.
You know, when I was little, the cherries were the best, but now it's actually the pears are the best.
Yeah, they get a nice texture.
Yes.
Good crunch, yeah.
Yes.
Come on, Whitey. Stop playing with the Kings, man.
And don't sleep on that syrup.
Nah, I don't like the syrup. I actually pour out the syrup and eat it dry.
I pour it out
in
my mouth.
That's disgusting.
Okay. Yes.
Whitey.
Every one of these guys.
You,
we don't have to mention names.
No.
That guy's great. He did this and that. Yeah, but he doesn't really guard anybody, and he makes a lot of money.
No.
Okay, what about this guy?
Whitey.
He's a tremendous shooter. Yeah, but he makes a lot of money.
Look, we got
and
two
he doesn't
guys.
Guard anybody.
We got a microwave scorer, 40% from three. We got a defensive specialist. We got the best rebounder in the game.
If you had
got
that,
the closer.
you would have won more than 22 games, and you know it.
Well, we didn't. They weren't all healthy. Now you're in hashtag run it back. Hybrid rebuild.
Yeah.
Any way you look at it, it's a beautiful day, Whitey.
I'm not saying that because I'm trying to badmouth the players. I'm just trying to bring you down to a more reasonable, objective position. Than
3-and-D, DeAndre Hunter.
These Eastern Conference teams that got knocked out, they're going to come McCollum.
Oh, they're going to. The phone's going to be ringing
Give
just
us
like
what we need, Scott.
Just like Scott said, incessantly. My phone has been ringing incessantly.
When they do a movie about the Kings, Morgan Freeman has to play Scott Perry.
Yes, I agree. Mm-hmm. I agree.
And that's when he realized the 6 pillars were the way to go.
That's
and it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Hey,
but they have to win they have to win a lot to get to that.
That's right.
Where they deserve a movie.
So I'm telling you right now, Whitey, it's a beautiful day. The Eastern Conference is going to save the Sacramento Kings. They're going to save them.
I don't even believe that you believe that.
They're going to save them. Who do you need? What do you need? You need a scorer. You need a microwave scorer. You need a rebounder. You need to do it all.
All right, on
guy.
the Knicks. Hey, wow, we got bounced out. Mm-hmm. You know, Jalen Brunson was a little small. Cat wasn't what we thought. We're bringing in Billy Donovan. Sorry, Coach Brown.
Yeah.
What do you got for us? Help us out. What do you have that we need?
I would look at Malik. I would look at DeMar. They have enough defense, in my opinion. So I would look at Malik. I would look at DeMar. And DeMar, because they kind of are in a win now mode. I think DeMar could take over. Obviously, that 3-ball is a 3-ball, but they have a bunch of 3-and-D guys. So you already have your spacing. And DeMar's not going to cost much. He takes some of the scoring load from Jalen Brunson. I'd go there. You can cover DeMar on defense. You can cover him. You're still going to be able to spread the basketball. Cat, best 3-point shooting big man in the history of the game. That's how he'll tell it.
I know, but that isn't working.
That's a sell.
They could still, obviously.
Come on, Whitey, you're in. Jay, I sold him. You can see a little smirk.
I'm not. I hate being put in that position. I have to be honest.
I sold him on.
Yeah.
I sold you on DeMar.
And probably, I like DeMar. I'm not sure how he fits into a really good team right now. But more than likely, the Knicks come back and win this series.
I think so. I mean, if you're the Hawks, this might be obvious, but if you're the Hawks, you have to win Game 3. You don't win Game 3, I think you lose all that momentum. The Knicks, hey, we messed up. Let's be hyper-focused and finish the job. Look, I don't know if maybe it's this contract thing. Because Mike Brown was talking about the contract again. How he gets them all to sign this contract.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the contract, and I heard him talking about it yesterday, maybe before the game, that contract might be bad luck. Just stop with the contract. Maybe you need to move on.
Everybody wants to opt out of that contract.
Yeah, we all signed it. It's outside the locker room tonight, and you caught an L. What do you hit it like Notre Dame, play like a champion today?
I have to think that worked better at Sacramento when no one had any faith in what they were doing than it would at a place like New York.
Right.
Where they'd had some success.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Move on from the contract.
Sean Powell from NBA.com is going to join us with more on the Kings and the NBA playoffs when we come back. Sactown Sports.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
With Popeye's new $6 faves menu, you can get this 3-piece chicken, this 3-piece tenders, this chicken sandwich, or these 2 regular sides for just $6 a piece. I know you can't see what I see, but trust me, those bold Louisiana flavors look so good, you might just have to get them all. Now there's an idea.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Terms apply.
You ever notice how the other guys scream about massive discounts on their Dodge, Chrysler, or Jeep Ram vehicles? Then you get to the fine print and boom, another $5,200 in mandatory ads. At Hoblet, we don't insult your intelligence. The price you see is the price you pay. No mystery add-ons, no bait and switch, no gotcha when you sit down to buy. Hoblet, family owned for 77 years. Transparency, straightforward pricing. Buy it right, buy it at Hoblet.
Are you bringing 4 or more to the ballpark? The Sacramento Rivercats Family Fun Pack makes it easy. Get 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, 4 tickets, and 4 Rivercats items bundled together for unbeatable value. Grab your Family Fun Pack today at rivercats.com.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. And there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
Progressive knows that for business owners, vacations hit different. But hey, at least you finally took a vacation. And look at that. You only answered 53 calls, 84 emails, onboarded 1 new hire, and covered for Chris while he's out on paternity leave, and you did it all from a kayak. Because you, my friend, know how to relax. All right, you may not know how to take a day off, but you do know both your personal and business auto insurance needs can be covered in one place with Progressive. So at least that's relaxing, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, April 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Buying golf gear is easy. Buying the right golf gear? Well, that's different. At Hagen Oaks, they don't just sell equipment, they fit your entire game. With TrackMan technology in the Player Performance Studio, your clubs are matched to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball that performs best for you. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio dials in your stroke, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds correct shoe size for your feet. It's a smarter way to play better golf. Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
NBA playoffs got a lot more interesting last night. Our next guest, Alan, you could describe yourself this way. It says part-time golfer, full-time dad. That's you, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
NBA.com's Sean Powell. How are you today, Sean?
Job description, by the way. Everybody should aspire to be that.
Yes.
That's
yes.
right.
How is the golf game these days, Sean?
Let's get to another topic, shall we?
That's golf. That's golf. I wanted to ask you about Mike Brown. You know, Mike Brown was here for a long time. He made a lot of friends in the media. But is he in trouble if the Knicks don't at least reach the conference finals?
You know, it's interesting. If Mike Brown worked in pretty much any other market other than New York and L.A., this would not be, something that's a topic. But, and legitimately so, when you decide to take that job of coaching the Knicks or coaching the Lakers, maybe even the Celtics to a degree, you accept everything that goes with it. So I don't think it's unfair in that sense. Mike Brown knew what he was getting into. For a franchise that would fire Tom Thibodeau, obviously they're looking for a championship or bust. You don't fire Tom Thibodeau unless you're thinking in those terms. So, look, I think everything he does is under a microscope. Even when things don't work out, it's his fault. When things do work out, it's a credit to Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. Mm-hmm. And I think right now, when you lose a game like that, when you're up, you're at home, and you just can't make any plays, and there's some questionable things that happen down the stretch, the sky is falling in Gotham, and right on top of Mike Brown's head.
Sean, I wanted to ask, just from, everything that you've heard so far this season, looking at the Kings, hopefully they get a good pick this season, no matter what number they end up at, but they probably won't be able to turn this thing around in just one season. I say probably. They won't be able to, and they might find themselves in a similar situation, maybe not by losing on purpose or, tanking per se, but they just might not be very good. Do you truly think that tanking will be eliminated from the NBA by next season?
I guess the league is doing these gymnastics now with regards to tanking, which, by the way, tanking has been part of the NBA as long as the draft. We can go back to, Ralph Sampson, we can go back to Patrick Ewing and the frozen ember. We can go back to all those years, but particularly when there was a franchise player involved. And there was some interesting things that happened down the stretch of that season, shall we say. And now, you're putting percentages on, your odds of, getting number one pick and everything. It's really confusing. I understand why you want to do it. You want to keep the integrity of the sport. Fans pay good money. They want to see games in March and April as well, and teams aren't, trotting out their best players, all those sort of things. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Does it need to be fixed? Yes. Is there a method to fixing it? I don't know. We'll see how this works. Look, back in the day, they would just flip a coin. Remember, they flipped a coin for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Milwaukee Bucks got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And now it's just gotten a lot more complicated to try to figure out who deserves the number one pick. Sacramento, this is a team that could desperately use the number one pick, obviously. They're coming off a tough season. They have very few assets. And a generational player on that franchise would help turn it around. But, it might not happen.
Probably won't. Yeah, probably. The odds say it probably won't, but we're hanging on to hope. Sean Powell, NBA.com with us. Sean, you personally, which playoff series right now is most interesting, most intriguing to you?
Well, I'm not going to say like Oklahoma City and Phoenix, and I'm certainly not going to say Boston, Philadelphia for obvious reasons. Those Phoenix is, not as good as Oklahoma City, and Philadelphia doesn't have Joel Embiid. Obviously, the one comes to mind, I think, for everybody is Denver, Minnesota. First of all, Minnesota's gotten to the conference finals the last couple years. Denver was a healthy player away from possibly beating Oklahoma City last year in a Game 7. I don't think anybody deserves to lose that series because, everybody on those teams are pretty much healthy, and you could make a case for either of those teams could at least get to the conference finals. So this is a first-round matchup that's great for every basketball fan, but it's going to be tough for one of those two teams because they're not going to move on.
Yeah, and isn't it great just what the NBA needs right now? This is kind of a leading question, but we were just talking about all the tanking. That's been a big story, and now you got teams playing each other, specifically Minnesota and Denver, and they're really going to town on each other. It just reinforces why we watch basketball after the season of questioning whether teams even want to win.
Yes. Look, the regular season is long, and I'm not saying it's too long. Look, the broadcast partners, they have to make their money. The league has got to make their money, the owners, the players. So once you start talking about shortening the league and maybe helping the product out, that sounds good in theory, but it's not practical. The answer to every question ever posed in mankind about any subject is money. And nobody's going to voluntarily give up their money. You're not going to do it.
Nope.
I'm not going to do it. You can't find a man on the street who's going to give up some money. So the regular season is going to stay the way it is. And look, the game has changed for whatever reason. It seems like players are getting hurt. They can't play 82 games. That used to be a layup for John Stockton. Michael Jordan would play 82, Karl Malone, all those guys back in the day. I don't know why players can't play 82 or even 75 games. Why the 65-game rule to be eligible for postseason awards? I don't understand why that's so tough to attain. And I don't understand why that's an issue. But it is an issue for some reason. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physical therapist or anything, but for some reason, the bodies today just can't hold up.
Alan, you could prove him wrong. He says no one to give it their money. Give me $50 right now and prove him wrong.
Yeah,
go ahead, do it.
That's right. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
Sean, I'm glad you brought up the 65-game rule because I found it interesting with the exceptions to the rule that the NBA and the NBA Players Association ruled that they would be okay. Cade Cunningham and Luka will be eligible for those post or end of season awards. Do you think opening this door is a slippery slope when you have Anthony Edwards, who played 61 games and it was a no, and Devin Booker played 64 games? Is this going to become another thing where it's almost as if you could be snubbed before being snubbed?
It's interesting. Suppose we're talking about a backup point guard who didn't play, 65 games. There would be no uproar because he wouldn't be, quote unquote, eligible for any season-ending award. It's only an issue with the great players. It's only an issue with players trying to make All-NBA or Rookie of the Year, MVP, Most Improved, blah, 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 blah. I think once you sort of open that door, now it seems like from this season forward, there's going to be, a case that's going to have to go before the judge and try to figure out whether this person is eligible. Now, this is what's being unspoken. Suppose, for example, you have those borderline guys, and all of a sudden they pass the test and, they escape the loophole, and so they're eligible for the awards. Well, what about the player who would have been All-NBA if not for the ruling in favor of the one player before him? Right. Now he doesn't get to become All-NBA, and he misses out on potentially making more money on a contract extension. So there's always victims in this situation. It's the player who played 63, 64 games and didn't make the cut or did make the cut, and it's the other player right behind him who would have made All-NBA or some of the other awards, got some of the other awards, but of course the ruling didn't work in his favor.
Sean Powell. Sean, thanks so much for your time. You can read his outstanding coverage, NBA.com. We appreciate your time. Hit him straight, brother.
Yeah, I hope. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks you.
Sean.
Yeah, I'm just at this point, Alan, I'm just trying to hit him.
Yeah.
I play golf. I'm just up there trying to make contact.
I hear you.
I'm trying to get a piece of it.
Hey, we got to get out there. There's a couple different spots. We got to get out there. We'll get the cameras out there. We're making an event.
Yeah. Shank. Oh, that's terrible. No, I hit it. At least I hit it.
No, you can't be that bad, Whitey. You're just playing it up. That's what's going on.
He's right about the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. And I think you asked the question, hottest rivalry in the NBA right now?
Has to be. I don't want to be prisoner of the moment, but it's been going on for a couple years now. Because I know that, what was it, the Spurs? I think the Spurs and the Thunder got a little something there, and I think the Spurs have to go through the Nuggets and
I think that
the
could
Thunder.
become one, but I don't know if those two teams are nasty enough. Lou Dort certainly has that.
Well, yeah.
But Denver and Minnesota, it's like,
yeah.
All right, let's go.
Oh, yeah. Right now, if the question is right now, it's Denver, Minnesota. If the question is what could be coming down or a growing rivalry, I can't even say Spurs and Thunder yet, even though I want to.
Do the Spurs have an enforcer? I'm not. Maybe there's somebody I'm missing.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, Harrison Barnes may come over and give you a good lecture. A good stern lecture.
He's like, hey, what would your parents think about what you're doing right now? I like Carter Bryant for that in a year or two, but he's only a rookie right now. But right now, they don't have one. I don't see one. Or is it, could it be Cornette?
I don't think so.
Okay. Isn't Olynyk on that team too?
I guess he could be a little bit.
Yeah, Olynyk.
And maybe it's not even an issue. As we're talking about it here, I'm just curious.
If Olynyk comes up to me with them ankle socks on, I'm going to say, get out of my face. Nobody's taking you seriously, bro.
When we come back, let's hear it for those first place Las Vegas A's of West Sacramento. And something happened in that game last night that Jay and Alan have told me, yeah, you don't do that in baseball. It's all next on Sactown Sports.
The Kings lost their tiebreaker coin flip with the Utah Jazz, meaning they can now pick no later than 9th overall in the NBA draft. Is this the latest gut punch for Sacramento or a sign that they're due for a win in next month's draft lottery?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Toyota. Let's go places.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
A's fans, the 2026 season is here, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season, packed with theme days, giveaways, and fireworks nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
It's no secret the world feels unpredictable lately. One thing will never change: Hoblet's mission to lower high prices. Right now, and only at Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland, you can get 4.99% financing for up to 84 months on all new vehicles in stock and keep every factory rebate you qualify for when you finance with Hoblet's preferred lender. That's 4.99% financing, and you keep all the factory rebates you qualify for. Not one or the other, like other dealers are offering. Only Hoblet has fought to get you a deal this good. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now unbeatable interest rates. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 4.99% APR available on select new vehicles in stock while supplies last. Pricing and savings may vary by model, and trim financing on approved credit through Hoblet Preferred Lending for well-qualified buyers. $60,000 match finance, approximately $14.14 per thousand finance. Residency restrictions and lender membership requirements may apply. See dealer for details.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Scariest thing about the Kings ending up in the 5th spot. We've got that coming up top of the hour here with the Drive Guys. I wanted to ask, though, first we're going to talk about the A's win last night. I wanted to ask Alan and Jay about a couple things that happened last night in the A's game. The A's with the win over the Seattle Mariners 6-4, so the A's in first place once again. But I remember we were talking a couple weeks ago, Jay, about a guy on second base relaying signs to the hitter. And I said something about, put your hand on your helmet. And Jay, I believe you said, you don't do that. That's too obvious.
Yeah, it's too obvious.
Yeah. Last night, TJ Ginn and also Langoliers were upset because Josh Naylor's on second base. And Jay, I kid you not, he was doing like a John Travolta in Staying Alive. He was like, and really, isn't that almost what he was doing, Alan?
Yep.
He's like, and the catcher and the pitcher were not happy about it. And it looked like he was just blatantly relaying signs to the hitter.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where if you are going to be that obvious, are you trying to trick them?
Deacon them?
Yeah, are you almost, I don't know what the deke is. Hey, yeah. You have your signs, so then you're going to switch back to what your initial signs were, which we do have. I don't know, because it feels kind of elementary for Naylor to be doing that.
It is a good point. Because I think he was doing a lot of things, and maybe he was trying to get in the pitcher's head. But that's dangerous because they'll plunk you for that, even right. Today.
Yeah, like on football sidelines, when specifically in college, like Ohio State will have 4 guys with signs, holding signs, and you don't know what the real one is.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he was trying to do. Maybe he didn't even have the signs.
Maybe.
Somebody like him, he probably didn't even have the signs. He was trying to make them think it and get in their heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nick Kurtz hit a ball to start the game. You know, I've heard of, and I've played softball. I know sometimes you play outfield, someone hits you a knuckleball.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. And this was one that's like well over 100 miles an hour, and it knuckled, and it just veered left. And Julio Rodriguez had to make a great reaching catch because he went one way to get it, and that ball said, nope, I'm going this way.
Yeah.
I've never seen a ball knuckle that much.
Not like that. Not like that. And I know there's still the knuckle, I think, is coming back a little bit. You know, it comes in waves as far as pitching the baseball, but yeah, the one straight at you is always the hardest as an outfielder, and sometimes you'll just get it normal. Sometimes it'll have a little wiggle to it, but nothing like that. Nothing like that.
Did you ever get caught relaying signs to a hitter?
I did. It was the newspaper clippings that you asked me for and that I gave to you. Remember those? Yeah. So that tournament, it was before we went to that World Series. It was this NorCal tournament, and I knew a lot of the guys from my time at Sonoma State. So I hadn't seen them in a minute. You know, Facebook was bigger.
So
but
this is like semi-pro?
Yeah, this is what this
Palo
was.
Alto Oaks?
That's right. And we came up to Sonoma for the NorCal Championships, whatever, and I knew the guy on the mound, and they were just giving one sign. So you go, just one sign. 1 is fastball, 2 curveball, yada, yada, yada. So I'm seeing the sign. So I was doing my crossover for off-speed, shuffle normal for fastball, but I don't think that's how I got caught, Whitey. I got caught because I'm going like this, and I'm looking and I'm squinting.
Yeah.
And I think they caught me looking way too hard to try to make up. And I got 20/20 vision. I don't know why I was squinting like this, but I was just trying to double check what they had. And then the pitcher looked back, and he saw me, and he started shaking his head. Okay, is that what we're doing? And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And at that point, I stopped. We won, and he didn't plunk me.
Okay.
That was the one time he was like, okay, so that's what we're doing, Alan? I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what we're doing. I'm literally looking in to see what's going to happen at the plate.
You're like, shading your eyes, peering in. Like, hey, what is that?
Because, some of the catchers, they'll wear like some version of nail polish or like whiteout.
Or there's a type of tape that was made for that.
Right. And
I don't see it as much anymore.
I think catchers back in the day would just tape each finger, and that's how they would do it. So sometimes it's hard to see, but it was only one sign. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I know what's coming. So I'm trying to give it to my buddies. And okay, Alan, that's what we're doing? I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Jay, is that a plunkable offense?
Yeah.
You're putting down one sign in the playoffs? Come on.
But I wouldn't do it, but I've seen people do it, yeah.
If you're putting down one sign, you're lazy enough.
Very
That's true.
Just do 3 signs, last sign.
Yeah.
First sign, last sign. And
Be
then
better.
First sign, last sign, I at least have to do some process of elimination while not getting picked off. You throw down one sign, you're asking me to do
Little leaguish.
Yeah, you asking.
Were you the only one on your team that was doing that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a team player. I'm always thinking the game in different ways. It's not just about hitting for me.
No, I seriously asked because if it was that obvious, I would think other players.
Oh, well, I got back. No, well, you just get back to the dugout. You say, hey, it's one sign.
Yeah.
So, don't do the John Travolta, but it's just one sign, crossover.
Yeah.
Some people would want to do other stuff. I was just crossover. Yeah. Now, sometimes when you were hitting, depending on where the shortstop was, you couldn't really see what they. So you're up to bat. I'm like, did he cross or did he shuffle there?
I can't see the guy.
And it's even worse. It's even worse. Or the ump or whatever. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm just going to react.
Buster was the best I ever saw at concealing location because he would wait almost till the ball was released. Yeah, which if I'm a pitcher, like, Buster, I need my target.
Yeah.
But he was really good at that.
Right.
He wouldn't let the runner know where the pitch was going to go.
We had the current coach of De La Salle. He got pretty darn, I don't want to say, he was real close to what could be considered Bush League, but this was in summer baseball. I don't think he ever did this as a coach. Now, he was the freshman coach when I was there, but I was a little bit older. He just also coached the summer league team. What?
Christopher Lott says, you were a team player, Alan? What happened?
I always have been, Chris. and guys,
game, man.
He would yell two spot. If in two spot means a high pitch.
Yeah.
Right. So if the catcher set up high, the coach himself would yell two spot.
Nah, that's not gonna work.
Right? He would yell two spot. It was summer baseball, but a lot of coaches did not like that.
No.
Yeah. And he said, well, your catcher should be setting up later.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
I've always said this. It's not hard to see where the catcher is setting up. Baseball, more times than not, is played under the sun. So all you got to do is look at the ground and see the shadow. It's not hard. Like, it's tips and tricks and things to figure
A-Rod
it
was
out.
known to be a peeker.
Yeah.
And somebody just got in trouble for doing that. I forget who. They were.
People do it all the time.
I never peeked. I didn't. I got enough going on. I got enough I'm trying to focus on. I can't peek back. My peripherals.
To look at the fingers?
Yeah, the peripherals.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I had pretty good peripheral vision. I probably would.
I got one more different coach.
Yeah.
This was, well, I don't know if I should out this one because this is bad. Jay, you ever heard about cutting the grass?
No.
Okay. So I'll let y'all fill in the gaps at what level this happened at. It was not Temple. Okay. I'm telling you that right now.
Okay.
We never did it. But there was a play.
Obviously high school.
Or at JUCO. I'm guessing more closer to JUCO.
I'm not saying anything. There was a play we never implemented. It was called cutting the grass. And basically, when you would cut the grass, you're at second base as a runner. There's a bunt, right? It could be a bunt. It could be an inside hit or, infield hit, whatever. There's only two umps. So based on where the umps were, you would cut the grass at third base, run inside, so you would, obviously get home quicker,
I got you.
not touch third base, and run home. There was no ump to specifically if you were on the side of third base, if the team was. Never did it. Felt super grimy to think about, but that was a play that, hey, basically it's like if you want to do it, you can do it. You're not making you do it, but it was called cutting the grass, and I thought, I just don't think I can do that. And I feel like I'd be the one to trip while cutting the grass. And they say, "Yo, why are you there?" Yeah. We never did it in the time I was there. But he said, "Hey, it's there for you."
Whoever had that idea should be plunked now. I don't care if he's retired or...
Jay, you never cut the grass, Jay?
I've heard it called something else.
Oh.
But I won't call it that. But yeah, I've heard it called something else. But yeah, I've heard of that. Game of inches, baby. Ricky Henderson taught you that.
You think? You think Ricky would cut the grass?
Absolutely.
I should have cut the grass.
Pretty sure Rick did it.
I should have cut the grass.
Jay, I hope you will be okay with this, but I have to do it whether you are or not. I asked Alan if I could be a Giants fan this week because the Giants are playing the Dodgers.
Okay. I hear what you're saying.
Yep.
So soon as the last out, the last pitch, the ball game is over with, what are you doing?
Well, it might not be that long even if the game's one-sided.
Okay. Right.
The last game is one-sided.
Flip to the other side.
Yeah, Alan said he's going to review my application after the series.
Yep.
But for the next few games. And he said, He said, permission granted. Come on aboard.
It's pending.
Oh, it's
pending.
Well, how long is it pending if they're getting ready to play?
You got to clear the cache, refresh, and see if it went through or not. It's accepted.
Big series for your fun bunch.
Come on. This is a huge game tonight. Huge game.
A huge game, and we're in April?
Huge game. This is what can really, leapfrog you, Jay.
I think it's obviously standings-wise, it's like, come on, it's April. But the Giants are still trying to get some skeptical fans on board. Mm-hmm. If by chance you get blown out by the Dodgers, which could happen, it makes that a lot tougher.
It's not, and Landon Roop has been really the ace for the squad. So if
against Yamamoto,
right? If we say, hey, here's our guy, he's been hot, and he gets knocked around, I don't know what type of, what was it, Whitey? Your Kuiper juice or your Krugerade?
Krukade.
Krukade.
I got to tell you. Yeah. Those balls were not hit hard.
No.
He gave up 6 earnings, but not one of them was hit hard.
Hopefully we don't have to go through that.
The scariest part about the Kings ending up in the lottery's 5th spot is next on Sactown Sports.
Visit SactownSports.com and join the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you try my Colombian tamales? They're delicious.
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched,
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt. Can you pass me a straw?
You mean a pitillo.
Tamales deserve Pepsi.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Spring is here, and the savings are blooming at Maida Subaru. Right now, Maida Subaru says yes to savings like discounts up to $6,000 off MSRP. Yes to customer cash up to $2,000. Yes to lease payments as low as $249 per month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing on new Forester Premium. And yes to financing as low as 0% APR with little or no down payment. Visit MaidaSubaru.com. Click the Maida Says Yes button and unlock your spring savings today. Call 279-201-3593 for more information.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
Are you looking for a night out that actually delivers? Grab your friends and head to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. We've got cold drinks, great vibes, and live baseball all in one place. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Yeah. Let me take you where you came. Pops all B, put the paint where it ain't. I'm stacking up the money, got the change for the bank. And I ain't signing nothing unless the check coming blank.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Thanks for being with us. Great to have Jay back with us today. That's not a new 49er hat, is it?
No, that's not a new one.
Yeah. You excited about the draft? People aren't that excited about the draft.
I don't care. If we had the number one pick, I wouldn't be. What am I going to get excited? Congratulations to them young fellas for accomplishing a dream, getting ready to cash a dope check. Beyond that, what am I supposed to be excited for?
Well, for your team, that you might be getting some new players,
This year, I'm pretty sure I just saw, I think it was Adam Schefter said that the Niners might trade back.
Yes.
Yeah. So
okay,
that's
coming
why.
from him because he's well connected with the Shanahan.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
With the Shannies.
Mm-hmm. And I heard some audio today. I don't know where it's from. We could probably track it down. Of your quarterback to be, Fernando.
Fernando, yeah.
Talking about not going to the draft because he wants to be with his mom and all this stuff. And that's great. But I was thinking, that's not a Raider quarterback.
Well, it's a new
You know what I
day.
mean?
Well, it's so funny you say that because I saw that clip, did not listen because I already knew what he was going to say. It's going to turn into one of those, which I'm good with.
Yeah, it's great. It's like my mom, it's hard for her to travel.
Yeah.
But it needs somebody, and I want to be a good partner for the league so they can bring all the cameras they want. I'm like, this guy's a Raider?
Yeah. Whitey. Come on. I mean, you act like, we had Derek Carr and Jimmy. It's not as if we had these.
Yeah, but this guy's supposed to be a real Raider.
He will
kind
be.
of a throwback.
Well, I don't know about that. He's just supposed to be good. How about just be good, right? Can you be good?
Thanks, Jay, for lining up that guest we had yesterday. Alan didn't care for the fact that he said Fernando Mendoza, he's like the next Dak Prescott.
He said tier 3.
Tier 3 quarterback.
I'm like, how many tiers we got, buddy?
That's about right. Isn't that where Mike Sando normally had Dak at? He's like around 10 this past year, right?
Yeah. I'll take it.
It was kind of back in it because he said, he's solid. He's going to be their quarterback for years. Tier 3, Dak Prescott.
I'm like, can we fix the audio? I know he didn't say tier 3. I must have heard that wrong.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
That's only 2 tiers from, like Brock Purdy's tier.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Okay. I can't wait for this. This is going to be the debate. You let Fernando come out hot this season, I'm saying some crazy stuff. And you know that. Brock better figure it out. There's a new crop of quarterbacks every season.
From the quarterback whisperer who said Geno Smith would dominate
I
indoors.
Didn't say that. I said there were numbers. There were numbers, and they did not come to fruition. But Geno's gone now. He's the future of the Jets. Bye, Geno.
I think he's incredibly undervalued.
We got to see what Jay thinks of Jimmy G. Jimmy G talked about retiring. We were trying to figure out where he ranks among the all-time 49er quarterbacks. Somebody, Jay, said, top 20?
He must don't know the 49ers history.
I wasn't wrong.
Top 20? Yeah, he's definitely in the top 20.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
He's
if we
in
can
top 10.
He is top 10.
Yeah,
I know.
he's in top 10.
Put some respect on his name.
Solidly in the top 10.
Yeah.
Alex Smith ahead of Jimmy G.
Ooh.
The numbers say yes. I don't think I would say yes.
Yeah, I might go Jimmy G.
Here's the scariest thing about the Kings ending up with the lottery's 5th spot. And I know Jay was sorry he couldn't be part of all that yesterday. The number 5 team, we touched on this, and you may be keenly aware of this. It's just curious to me. The more I look at it, the more this stands out. The 5th team is not going to pick 5th. Now, the team that's first in the lottery standings, Washington, 14% chance of picking first, which is the best chance you could get. Number 2, Indiana has a 13.4% chance of picking second. That's the best odds that are available. Third team, Brooklyn, 12.7% chance that they pick third. Of course, right? 12.7, and that's the highest possible percentage for that. Fourth, Utah has an 11% chance to pick fourth. Sacramento, 5th. The chances of them picking 5th are 2%.
Yeah.
So that means 98% chance, obviously, they don't pick 5th. That means the team in the 5th spot, they're moving one way or the other, Alan.
Right.
Something's happening there.
Yeah.
Almost certainly.
Yeah, it is interesting how they broke that down, the way they broke it down. And I guess the percentages are all similar 1 through 3, and then it drops a little bit for 4 and 5. But even 4, you don't have any better chances of picking 4 than the 5th spot, too. So
the team in the 6th spot is more likely to pick 7th.
Right.
The team that finishes in the 7th spot is more likely to pick 8th. I don't know why that is, but the one that really stands out is the 5th team with a 2% chance of picking 5th.
Right.
Kings ain't picking 5th.
No. And I guess you could look at that and say, based on who's in front of them, is Acuff going to be there? Because I think he's pretty much slotted to go top 5.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've seen it all fluctuate a lot. But he's supposed to be the first non-Darren Peterson guard taken. So spin that however you want to spin it. Is that 5th? I don't know.
Do teams that end up in the 5 spot, how recently have they moved up? It's happened the last few years. I know you talked about this yesterday.
Yeah. So I think
for Philly last year.
Yeah, Philly. It happened
for Portland.
Right. But
the Wemby year.
But it's been every other. So last season, Philly jumped up. But the season prior, the team, I think it might have been the Pacers might have dropped. So it's been up, down so far.
And I think, Alan, please correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the Kings are slightly more likely to pick 6th through 9th than they are to pick 1st through 4th. I think it's like a 50
It's 54 to 45.
Yeah.
54.
So they're more likely to move down.
Yes.
Not by a lot, but by a little bit more likely to move down than they are to move up.
Yeah, about 8-9% more likely to move down than up. Here it goes, Whitey. From 2021, Cleveland moved up 2 spots to pick up Evan Mobley with the 3rd pick. In 2022, Benedict Mathurin for Indiana, they dropped down 1. In 2023, they moved up 1 for the 3rd pick. Portland took Scoot Henderson. 2024, the Spurs moved up 1 to take Stephon Castle with the 4th pick. And in Philly, they took VJ Edgecombe. So I don't like, hey, you guys, anybody out there play a little roulette? That's 3 years straight of the 5th pick.
The coin, Allen.
3 years straight of the 5th pick moving up. I don't like that.
Previous results do not
I don't like that.
impact the chances of you moving up this year.
Okay.
That's the way the math works anyway.
I don't like that.
And besides, a lot of people say, hey, the Kings get a top 10 pick, you're going to be fine.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
But I got some numbers.
I'm on board with that.
Okay. Now,
you've got numbers. Why am I not surprised?
And I want to hear, no. And here's the thing. Everybody that's been talking about this is what I want to know. What does they'll be okay mean?
They'll get a good player.
Okay. What does a good player mean?
A good player means a guy who's going to improve your team, who's going to be potentially, first round pick. We're talking like he's going to be an all-star.
Okay.
Maybe a multi-time all-star.
All right. Well, I got some numbers for you because all-star, that's what I'm talking about.
It seems like you're going to say, no, they're not going to get a good player, and it seems like you're pretty happy about that.
No, I'm not happy about anything. You make your bet, you got to lay in it, though. But we don't know if the bet, is it going to be a nice bet or not? That's what we find out on Mother's Day. I have these numbers.
Might be an inflatable.
It might be a waterbed back in the day. So, Whitey, I have this, and what I pulled, top 9 picks, all right, and they're all-star.
Have you ever stayed at somebody's house when, there's not enough beds and you got to sleep like in a kid's bed and it's too small?
Yeah.
That's not the best.
It's not.
No.
I'll just be on the couch.
Yeah.
I don't, just put me on the couch, dude. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I got top 9 picks and the all-star hit rates, okay? So let's start with since 2016. Since 2016, roughly about the last.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Why are we starting there? Is it because
I just like the 10-year mark?
Is it because at 2015?
No, I didn't even look.
All 10 were like Hall
I got
of Famers?
more for you.
Okay,
I got more for you.
all right.
I just like the 10.
I'm just checking your methodology.
I just like the decade mark.
So you're
That's all.
trying to prove here. You say you have numbers that prove that just because you have a top 10 pick doesn't mean you're getting a good player, right?
Doesn't mean that you're getting an all-star.
Okay. All right.
Specifically, good players are not all-stars. Good all-stars are good players, but that's not the same thing.
Correct.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So since 2016, or basically the last 9-10 drafts, 16 players, good for 16%, have made an all-star team. All right. None of those all-stars have come from picks 4 or 6 through 9. So randomly, 4 just hasn't hit lately, and 6 through 9.
Why are you taking a shot at Keegan?
I'm just saying. Well, and Patrick Williams. I'm just saying, none of those 4th picks have become all-stars since 2016, along with 6 through 9. 6 through 9. Okay, last 20 years.
So interestingly, then that means somebody hit a 10.
No, I stopped it at 9 because that's the worst the Kings can do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
the worst the
Okay.
Kings can do.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Last 20 years, around 29% of top 9 picks have become all-stars. Here are the percentages by pick number. 65% of number 1 picks in the last 20 years have become an all-star.
I will just say right off the top here, wow, that sounds low for the
You think
number
so?
1 pick.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess compared to the other numbers, it didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
65% number 1.
Yeah. The number 2 pick, good for about 50% of the time. The number 3 pick, good for about 45% of the time.
Kind of putting the lie to your notion that, you don't want that second pick, cursed.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm saying the Kings.
Oh.
Not anybody.
All right.
The Kings. Picks 4 and 5, about 30 to 35% chance you'll draft an all-star based on the last 20 years. And numbers 6 through 9, around between 15 and 20% the last 20 years, you will get an all-star with picks 6 through 9. That's just the reality.
Okay, 2 things. 1, boy, I wish you'd told me that before the season was over because it really it really falls off after that number 1 pick. It might have changed the philosophy a little bit. But there's also this. Those are all true. It's factual. But the flaw in that is that it presumes all those drafts were equal and that all drafts are equal.
Yeah.
And the fact is that most people who know think that there are more good players in the top 10 in this draft than there are in most other drafts.
Yes, and that's how I kind of closed it. It will be different if this draft is as good as people say it is.
Yeah.
If it's as good as everyone says,
Should be bumping up the numbers.
the numbers should be better. But this is historically around last 20 years what we've seen. And it didn't make me feel great, but we're here now. It doesn't matter, I guess, what's done is done, but I just think I was seeing too much. The reason, honestly, I'll be honest, the reason that this kind of got sparked within me and made me want to look up the numbers is because of Frankie Cardicelli's post when he said that list of players, right? And he said, Sacramento can't fall further than 9th. Not all these players have declared for the 2026 NBA draft, but it's more than likely that one of these players will become a future King in June. AJ DeBansa, Darren Peterson, Cameron Boozer, Caleb Wilson, Darius Acuff, Kingston Flemings, Keaton Wagler, Braden Burries, Michael Brown Jr. So you have that list, and he essentially just pulled the top 9 that everybody is seeing from the mock draft, and that would tell you that You look at the percentage. Now, maybe that ninth, not to say that the Kings are going to get ninth, but maybe that 6th pick is part of that 15 to 30%.
Aren't they more likely to pick ninth than they are to pick? No, they're not.
Ninth is like 0.6.
Yeah. Ninth is, and fifth is 2.
Fifth is 2.
So
Yeah, ninth is 0.6. So it's really 6 and 7. So do they get lucky going back to what I pulled? 6 and 7, it's all right there with the 15 and 20%. And I can go back and see specifically 6 and 7 versus 8 and 9. But the bottom line is you're looking at around, if you want to round up, about a 20% chance that you're going to draft an all-star historically.
As far as this particular draft, according to Tankathon, they have 6 Wagler, 7 Acuff, 8 Burries, 9 Mikael Brown Jr. I think there's a very good chance that any one of those 4 would be the number 1 pick next year.
I agree. So I hear what you're saying.
Nate Amen is 10th. I don't think he'd be the number 1 pick.
I hear what you're saying, but I guess that's kind of a slippery slope, though, right? If you start placing, I know why you're doing it.
I'm just saying there's quality here that isn't normally there at 7, 8, 9.
Right. I understand.
That's all.
Why you're doing it. I'm still just kind of confused as to what the Kings would do it to. I'm still fascinated by that. I mean, I know everyone's going back and forth with Darren Peterson. When these interviews start happening, I feel like we don't normally hear that much about interviews the same way we do, like with the Lemon situation with USC, that wide receiver. He had bad interviews. I think Mekhi Lemon. I feel like we don't normally hear about that in the NBA, but I feel like this season we will.
What's interesting, Alan, is you go back to when Scott Perry was here the first time, and the Kings had struggled in many ways. And one of the things that was written about Scott Perry was that he brought some credibility to the franchise. You remember this, Jay? When he first got here, Scott Perry was able to get more potential draft picks to come in and interview.
And work out.
Yeah. In the past, players like, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Scott Perry came here, and players and their representatives were like, yeah, okay, we'll go work out for you.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Yeah.
And I do wonder, because it was always so funny, the Ace Bailey thing and how he didn't want to go to Utah, because we really weren't sure to this day what Ace Bailey wanted. Right, he wanted to play a lot, but hey,
there's some
you're gonna
place
play.
he wanted to go. Was it Philly or DC or somewhere?
I thought it was DC.
Yeah.
When they have a bunch of young guys, obviously they don't have the guy. But I do wonder if you're a young player. I know the history of Sacramento is kind of hot and cold, but if you're a young player, I think you'd want to go to Sacramento, right? They're going to have a conversation. Hey, we're about to turn over a new leaf. We're about to start getting younger. Obviously, you saw how we did this season. We're looking to hand the keys to somebody. So on top of what you said about Scott Perry, I don't really know why players wouldn't want to go to Sacramento right now versus some of the other teams. I think that, and I'm going to find a way to bring it up, I think that the Kuminga situation is kind of a scary one for certain players. And they want to go to a good team, but just like we talk about with DeMar and Westbrook, they want to play. So you look at some of these, some of these names and the teams that are going to draft them. I don't think there's much of an issue with the teams in front of the Kings besides maybe the Pacers if they get somebody that doesn't exactly fit. But, some of the other guys that might float in, float out, a Braden Burries in Dallas. That's where he's slated to go. Hey, what's going on with Kyrie, or what's the deal there? Darius Acuff. Okay, you need a point guard, but the Hawks have, a ton of young talent right now. So I do think that it could help the Kings, but the teams that are in front of the Kings, I don't see any of those issues.
Give me, if you would, where you think the Kings end up picking. I'm not going to argue, and it doesn't matter. But
Me?
What spot do you think they're very likely to end up picking?
I don't know why 2 is just speaking to me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of blows what I was going to say out of the water, but that's okay. Let's say they're 7th or 8th, okay?
Okay.
Would you, if you're the Kings, if you we were in the 7th or 8th spot, would you consider offering whoever gets the first pick, we'll give you 7 and Keegan for the first pick?
I would, but Jazz ain't doing that. It'd have to be a specific team that would do it.
Mm-hmm.
I just ran the sim lottery.
Yeah.
With the 8th pick in the NBA draft, the Kings select Braden Burries.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. That'd be the worst Mother's Day for everyone in Sacramento.
I would, obviously they're not going to draft that day, but I think you're right. There's a very, very, very good chance it's going to happen. But some people are in denial, like, no, that's not going to happen. And it's not that bad. Yeah. But if it did happen, that's a perfect example. Burries and Keegan for the first pick. Would you would do that?
I would do it.
You would offer it.
I would do it. They were talking a lot about Keegan in the midday show, and I ran it again, Whitey, just to make people feel better. AJ DeBonta with the second pick. The Kings jump up 3.
You will end up, if you did that 20 times, 25 times, you'll end up with the Kings picking first way more than you'll have them picking 5th. You might never end up with them at the 5th spot.
In this one, listen to this. In this one, Bulls jump up 8 to take Darren Peterson with the first pick. The Kings take AJ DeBonta with the second pick. The Mavs jump up 5 to take Cameron Boozer with the third pick. And the Thunder jump up 8 to take Caleb Wilson. Now, that's a perfect example. Caleb Wilson's probably going to be great. If I'm Caleb Wilson, I don't know that I want to go to the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfect example. I don't want to go to the Thunder. Where am I going to play? They got 14 dudes, and they all play. That is a perfect example right there. The Wizards dropped to 5 to take Kingston Flemings. Tough for them. And the Pacers dropped to 6, so Keaton Wagler would be going to the Clippers in this situation. So I don't know. 2 has been speaking to me a little bit, but clearly this is going to be a very anxiety-filled couple weeks here. I don't know, Whitey. The way I see it now is, and that's why, when we were having the conversation earlier, I think you just have to pray. I'm more so thinking in my head, this is about those tanking rules. I might be more worried about the tanking rules than I am about what the draft lottery is going to end up. I'm very worried about
those tanking
rules. Because you're not done after this season anyway.
Yeah, this hits at almost possibly the absolute worst time for the Kings. Mm-hmm. This would be the worst time in your rebuild and we're reforming lottery.
Yeah.
The lottery and how you end up with the first pick. It's terrible, terrible timing for the Kings. Awful. Nothing they can do about it. I want to ask you something now. It's tinged with a little bit of negativity perhaps, but also with realism. I saw this at SI.com. Maybe you saw it too. Somebody at SI.com ranked the most disappointing Kings this year. Who comes to mind? They have 3 players, all things considered.
Yeah, injuries.
We don't have to get personal or anything, but
the
most disappointing Kings this year.
Schroeder, Keegan, Sabonis.
That's not who they had. That's interesting. They do have Schroeder topping the list as the most disappointing player. And I could see that because, you had him number 1. Why? Because of all the hope when he was brought in.
He was the cornerstone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Number 2, they have Keegan. Season derailed largely by injuries and inconsistency.
Devin Carter.
They have Zach was kind of a chalky pick. Zach as 3rd. His season could best be described as inconsistent and frustrating. I think for me, it's not the fault of the player, but Keegan to me is the most frustrating and disappointing because it was such a crucial year for him.
It was a huge year.
He just couldn't play.
Yeah, it was your last year on that rookie deal.
And you wanted to see the answers to some of these questions you have about him, and you just, we'll see next year.
But that's just what I wasn't understanding when I was listening coming in. You're even bringing up Keegan. I'll tell you this much. Utah is not giving up DeBanza. If they get number 1, they're just not doing it, right? But let's say it's not Utah. I just don't see, Keegan and the 7th pick for number 1. Whitey, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I think it truly matters who has number 1. Mm-hmm. I think there are some teams that would say, I'm good. I don't know how we can talk about Keegan's value coming off of this season.
I would think most teams would go, nah.
Right.
Yeah. No, we got the first pick. Keegan is, you tell us. You don't even know what he is.
Right. Think about what whoever gets the first pick is going to be able to flip this for. And then go back to the 7th pick in Keegan Murray.
Mm-hmm. And also given how old my roster is and how wonky it is, the 8th pick or 7th pick, like Burries and Keegan, I like that. That puts me on the right track.
You like to keep it.
Yes. I like that. Gives me a starting point. Unfortunately, I whiff on a golden opportunity to get the top prize. Oh, well, but I have to figure that out later.
Yeah, but I don't like how you're wording it. Keegan and Braden Burries. It's not an acquisition. You already have Keegan.
Right. But they help my team because both of them bring things that I desperately need.
Yeah, I'm good. If you want to do it, it's like the Max Crosby thing, right?
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to do it, whoever, Indiana, if you want to do it, let's do it. If you don't want to do it, I'm good. I'll rock and roll.
Yeah, the reason I would strongly consider offering it is because I don't know how I'm going to get the guy. Yeah. And if I have a shot at this guy that I really like, I'm going to try before,
That ain't enough.
Lost out in the lottery, but I still maybe have one more shot at it.
Yeah, depends on the team. I think there are teams out there that would do it, but you probably got to throw in a couple seconds too. I'm being so serious.
Yeah.
Because they know you're desperate.
I'd consider that too.
Yeah, they know you're desperate at that point. But, yeah. If he hopefully he can have a bounce-back season. I know we'll discuss it, Whitey, but whenever I watch Jalen Johnson, whenever I watch guys that have passed in the NBA world and the NBA eyes, past Keegan Murray, I think Denny, Jalen Johnson, is there any world where he can get there? And I don't see the wiggle that these guys have. I don't see where the leap is going to happen. And when they were talking about it on midday, they're asking him to do too much. I've been guilty of saying that too. But that means that he's not the one to ask to do that much.
Yeah, you could see Jalen Johnson and Denny and what they're asked to do, and they embrace it. It's like, yes. And Keegan just doesn't seem as comfortable in that role.
And I think
you could say, well, they haven't given him a chance to do that. Yeah, but when they have, it doesn't seem natural to him.
This was the year where we were supposed to see it, and unfortunately, it was injury-riddled.
The Blazers' new owner is cheap. Make no mistake about that. But that's not his biggest misstep so far. We'll tell you what is when we come back. More on the Kings as well as we roll on Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
At Big O, our ProTech Plus warranty offers free flat repairs, replacements, and roadside assistance. So tire trouble is no trouble at all. Now through May 5th, get $50 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Hankook, or selected Pirelli brand tires with installation purchase. Plus get an extra $50 in rebates when using your Big O Tires and Service credit card. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
Switchfoot Live. Friday, April 24th, 7 p.m. The venue at Thunder Valley. With Fuel. And Lit. And Thomas Ian Nicholas. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. One incredible night with Switchfoot, Fuel, and Lit together live.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
If you're serious about getting better at golf, start with The Fit. At Hagen Oaks, everything begins with Total Game Fitting. The TrackMan Player Performance Studio analyzes your swing to match you with the right clubs. Ping's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball for your game. The Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And with FootJoy's 3D foot scanner, you'll walk the course in shoes that actually fit. From driver to putter and even what's on your feet, Hagen Oaks fits every part of your game. Total Game Fitting, only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Skeeter here, Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. Hey, it's my favorite week of the year, Mosquito Awareness Week. Yep, the spring and warm weather means the little suckers are starting to breed and bite. Gotcha. So it's time to fight the bite. Once a week, drain standing water from flower pots, bird baths, dog dishes, and at dawn and dusk, start using insect repellent outside and wear long clothes, because these skeeters are out for blood.
The Sacramento Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite. For more information, go to fightthebite.net.
What's going on? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, tell me about the Declaration of Deals sales event.
Right now, you can save up to $14,500 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties, and take advantage of available 5.9% financing for 84 months with no payments for 90 days on select inventory.
Now, that's the kind of savings we need with gas prices so high.
It's true. Plus, Ram has some of the best fuel EPA ratings in the segment, and with over 500 new Rams available, your new hard-to-find heavy-duty Ram is at Hoblet. Don't miss your chance to save with Hoblet Dodge and Woodland.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
14,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 2500 Limited Longhorn after 1,500 factory rebates and 13,000 dealer discounts. Discounts include 1,000 Hoblet business owner bonus with proof of business ownership, 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, and 500 on-the-job upfit with eligible upfit. 1% savings, VIN 152135. See dealer for details.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
There's a lot to watch on this rainy night, sports-wise, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
NBA playoffs, baseball.
I know.
Giants climbing back into that NL West race
Oh, yeah.
tonight.
I might have to get
first place A's.
I think the kiddos might have to put on their Giant stuff tonight. Might be one of those days.
I'm scoring them young ladies like that. You're a better father than that, man. I believe in you.
Look, man. You got to establish a culture early.
Even the littlest one?
I don't know what to do. I'm just giving her. I think Toddler is probably going to be a Warrior fan, just
Really?
because she was literally born during the Kings Warriors series.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
She knows. She's seen video, But
She's
I don't know.
been in the baby races here, right?
That's right. She has touched Golden One's court. She didn't move, but she did touch. And that's what's so interesting about the baby races, because it's all about timing, right? We had her in April, and she was prime, perfect, right before they start walking, because she was cooking, Whitey. And then she did absolutely nothing. And with number 2, I don't think we're going to hit it, because she was born in September. She's kind of waddling around now.
That's just poor planning on your part.
It is. Because she was born in September, so I'm thinking, okay, she'll be over a year. I don't think she'll be, I don't know where she's going to be crawling-wise.
Baby races? Yeah. Oh, boy.
I think Frankie had the same issue with his kiddo. The timing didn't match up. And that's why we blew it the first go-round. We blew it. But maybe it'll work out. We'll see what we do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And are you kind of rooting for the Blazers because of Denny?
I'm already
on the Spurs.
I'm already I'm already vindicated on my Denny take. So it's always nice, but it doesn't help me anymore. You know what's interesting though? All of these articles, and I know you've seen them too, sell high on Denny. Blazers need to sell high on Denny. I wonder
I haven't seen
Yeah,
that.
There's been a lot of that. I guess they don't think his style of play, because to me, he's a lesser Luka. That's what I see when I watch Denny. He is a lesser Luka, which is, I'll take that right now. And maybe he continues to get better. We don't know. But a lot of people, I've seen a lot of articles, the Blazers, who's the all-star that a team could sell high on? Why the Blazers would do that, I don't know. I didn't go into depth on those articles because I don't agree with those articles.
I think it would be if you came to the conclusion that this is as good as this team's going to get if he's the best player. Mm-hmm. So in order for this team to get better, we have to move him for something younger / hopefully better. I think that's the only.
Yeah, and I would say, why are you looking at Denny? Denny's on a ridiculous contract. He's making like $13 million a year. Okay,
I'd be in no hurry to move him.
Right, we know the Dame thing, nostalgia. We'll see what he has left in the tank. You got to get off Drew, and you got to get off Jeremy Grant. That's what the Blazers need to do. What are we talking about? Denny, he's making $13 million a year. You got to get Drew up out of there. You might have to give up a pick. Drew up out of there. and Jeremy Grant out of there.
I would try to figure out who to bring in with him, with Denny, rather than try to move on from him.
Right, but that's what I've seen. I'm just hoping for a good series because I want the Spurs to get tested a little bit. This is the game where we find out if the Blazers are actually going to do anything.
Yeah. Well, if you look big picture for the Blazers, like their short and long-term futures, with the owner they have, I honestly think everything's on the board because he just doesn't care. He's the type of owner, based on what we're hearing now, who would have no qualms about, you know what, I could make more money in Vancouver or wherever.
Yeah.
Well, this is up and move. You can't do that. Oh, yeah. I don't. But people will be crestfallen. I don't care.
I do not
and
care.
This guy just doesn't care.
Yeah. And
with
now
some of the things he's doing.
And now you have Seattle's coming back. You don't need both of them.
Yeah.
They're close enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's going to happen there, but he's definitely not endearing himself. Oh, I did see a quote, though. It said, people are going to love me for the next whatever years, but they're going to hate me for the next 12 months. I saw that.
Well, it's one thing to be as cheap as he's been, where we're not giving away T-shirts. That was, the first glimpse into this that we found out about. They're not giving away T-shirts for the first game of the playoff series. What they're saying is, well, we want to do something different, something that'll help improve our home court advantage, which implies it's going to be some kind of noisemakers or something. But whatever they give away, if it ends up being cheaper than T-shirts, people are going to go, you're just saving money. You're cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the two-way players, we've talked about that, I think, today, don't get to travel to the games, early checkout because they don't want to incur the late checkout fees, which affected, according to The Athletic, the masseuse was supposed to work on Denny and didn't have any place to do it. So she's upset. And then the coach, Thiago Splitter, is upset and says, well, and someone says, you can't worry about that. And he's like, well, if she doesn't do a good job on Denny, we got a big game tonight. So anyway, it's a mess. But I think what's worse is Mr. Dundon, the owner's attempts here at just covertly looking for a new coach while he has a coach. That's not done. He's been calling people. Dundon's attempt at a covert search for coaching and general manager candidates has been exposed on a nearly daily basis. He contacted St. Louis University coach Josh Schertz and Iowa coach Ben McCollum. Michael Malone was contacted, according to league sources. And that's not done when you have a coach. You're whoever your coach is, even if he's interim, you deal with him first. So he's just calling people. But
wait, Chauncey's still on the books too. They've never figured that out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
he's calling these people, and he's not going to pay them either.
This isn't Russian hockey players who don't speak English, said a league source. In the NBA, everyone talks to everyone else. He says he didn't make job offers, but it's the narrative that is circulating, and it's wrong. It's bad business. And a Blazer source said, this is what the owner Tom Dundon, is good at, talking to 100 people, getting data. What he's learning quickly is that unlike hockey, where nobody cares, in basketball, if you talk to 100 people, 70 will tell people.
Yeah.
So everyone's finding out the way he's doing business here, and people don't like it. And it could get to the point where if and when they are looking for a coach, people aren't going to want to go there.
No, but isn't it already been reporting that he doesn't want to pay them either? He's not even. They're not even going to be making what Doug Christie's making. So you're doing all this, and you're not even going. You're going to pay Michael Malone $1 million to coach.
Equally damaging, according to this piece in The Athletic, is the perception that his coaching search mirrors his frugal approach to what he considers the non-essential components of the franchise. So in other words, we don't really need that, so I ain't paying for it.
And the quote was, Whitey, 3 years from now or 5 years from now, people are going to love it. But over the next 12 months, they're going to hate it. I mean, it's just crazy. It sounds like when you bring in a new coach. It sounds like Coach Carter. This is what it sounds like.
Really?
Is Coach Carter to the fans and the players. I think it's one thing if you want to be cheap with fans, and I get it, fans drive everything for you. But being cheap in a way that affects the players when it comes to the masseuses and making your players are ready to go for the playoffs, that's the type of stuff where I'm thinking you're doing more harm than good.
Yeah, it's just kind of unsettling.
It just doesn't make sense.
Reports have said the Blazers have tried to lowball offers to college coaches, as well as an offer to Splitter with a modest raise from his current salary. You know what he's currently making? And according to this, I don't know if these are confirmed. They're like, okay, well, we'll bring it back for a little bit more than what you're getting now. You know what he's getting now?
Probably $500.
$850,000. Yeah. Multiple sources said Dundon has not made an offer to Splitter. So
what's the Splitter beef? They're in the playoffs. I don't get that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just not done where you're looking for a coach and a general manager while your team is in the playoffs. It is frowned upon in this establishment.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what his approach is here besides just wanting to be hated immediately.
Save money. We're going to save money. This is what he did with his hockey team.
Maybe, could this be part of it? I'm not going tinfoil Friday on a Tuesday here, but if he does all this stuff and the fan base, I don't know. Look, I'm getting deep here, but John Fisher put himself into a position where A's fans were kind of darned if they do, darned if they don't. If you go, you support them. If you don't go, you don't support them, but people might not understand why you're not going and use it against you.
You support, in a way, inadvertently, the narrative that, they have to move because no one goes.
So if everybody hates this owner, and again, this is just me going tinfoil hat. If everybody hates this owner, does it make it easier for him to say, well, everybody hates me anyway. They're not supporting the team the same way. Let's get them out of here. I have no clue, but it feels very targeted to show up in an industry that you're not familiar with and make these decisions immediately.
Mm-hmm. A league source says, he's already established that he's very cheap. I know he doesn't love Oregon and is concerned that it is a state that can't draw free agents. Well, with all due respect, you're not helping the cause of drawing free agents when you treat everyone like bleep there.
Maybe that's on purpose. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we tried. It's the same thing with Fisher. We tried.
So go get him, Blazers.
Yeah. Come on, guys. I hope he's in the locker room. Did you see the video of him shooting? He was in the arena taking shots.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
This dude is so cheap. He doesn't even want to pay for a gym membership. He's just getting his work in on the court.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I was talking to Jerry yesterday, and he was kidding. He was saying, he said, I should have tried this. You tell your team, guys, let's get him tonight. And then, tomorrow night we can kind of half-ass it.
Yeah.
And he said, I bet that would have worked.
Yeah.
Play hard tonight, and tomorrow night,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Wow. We'll figure it out, guys. It's a disaster.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we've got an early season fun fact that does not bode well for the Giants, Alan. When we come back, it's a drive, guys. Don't go away.
The Kings lost their tiebreaker coin flip with the Utah Jazz, meaning they can now pick no later than 9th overall in the NBA draft. Is this the latest gut punch for Sacramento, or a sign that they're due for a win in next month's draft lottery?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
What is it, boy? Someone need help? Someone in trouble?
Oh,
Okay, so you just want me to get Progressive Auto Insurance because their collision coverage covers up to $1,000 in vet bills if you're injured in an accident? That's it? Okay, calm down. Let's not resort to name calling.
Progressive's collision coverage helps pay for care for your pet when they're in the car during an accident.
No, you're right. Sorry, I shouldn't have said calm down.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage included with purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Meet Morgan Jones. Morgan is about to step into a world unknown to most thanks to Progressive's Renters Insurance, a place of fresh linens and turn-down service. You see, Morgan temporarily vacated her apartment and has gone to a hotel because a pipe burst in her apartment. A pipe that made her sense of reality and apartment ceiling all come crashing down. Luckily, Morgan checked into Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Are you bringing 4 or more to the ballpark? The Sacramento Rivercats Family Fun Pack makes it easy. Get 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, 4 tickets, and 4 Rivercats items bundled together for unbeatable value. Grab your Family Fun Pack today at rivercats.com.
Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
Driving in today, I didn't have any problems. I know Kayla was saying, and I think Matt George too, that because of the weather, they were having a hard time. Traffic was backed up. I didn't have any problems as far as that goes. But coming in, Alan, I actually saw the lightning strikes. You know, you always hear it, but it's like in a movie or something. You're like, I saw 2 of them.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
I know. Real deal.
Uh-huh.
Real deal.
Yeah.
You got to be careful out there.
Is that how Static Shock got his powers?
Yeah, I think it was something with the telephone pole, and the lightning hit the telephone. I got to watch the intro, and remind myself how it started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's good stuff, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Fire
I
up
never
an
heard of that.
episode.
Now, you not only did you tell us about it, but shared the information that it's in development.
I'm telling you, fire up an episode. It'll change your life.
Was he just in a TV show, or did they actually have comic books and things?
That's a good question. I only know the TV show.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would think he was in comics. Because it might be confusing because they might have made comics after the TV show.
Yeah, they might do that.
But
yeah. Sure. Yeah. We're going to get baseball in tonight, aren't we? I know the A's aren't here, but the Giants, I don't know if
I'd hope so.
Against the
Dodgers. Let's see what's going on in the Bay. But I would hope so. I'm looking here. San Francisco. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
No rain.
This is an early season fact. It doesn't bode well for the Giants, but it's too early to be too worried about it. But obviously now in baseball, you look at your division, but now in that wild card era, you got to look at the rest of the league too. Because okay, we got one ticket to the postseason through winning our division. Got the Dodgers, so I don't know about that, but there's other wild card spots available. The best division in baseball so far is the National League Central. So if you're the Giants, you're looking up, you got 3 teams with winning records in your division right now.
Right.
And you've got in the NL Central, the Reds are 15-8, the Pirates and the Cubs are 13-9, the Cardinals are 13-9, and the Brewers are 12-9. So that's the only division in baseball.
That won't last.
Yeah. Maybe not, but it could be a competitive chase for those wild card spots in the National League, whether that lasts or not. And at some point, you just got to start winning some games. You got to get in that fast lane.
Right. Well, I think the big problem is if the Reds get hot and win their division, that's bad because the Brewers are right there for that last wild card spot. Because now you're battling the Brewers, whoever's coming out of the NL East in the wild card. Obviously, the Padres or the Diamondbacks. There's just not enough seats at the table to be messing around the way the Giants are messing around.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, and even though it's early, I think this is an important series because, as we said, you've got a lot of people still not sure what's up with not just Tony V, but Buster Posey.
Yeah. I mean, the way the team has been constructed, we don't know what those rules were. All we know is that they never, ownership never had to tell Buster no. That's what they keep saying. We don't know what Buster asked of them, or we don't know if maybe Buster wasn't a fan. I haven't kept up on Framber Valdez, but I would imagine he's pitching better than Tyler Mahle. That's just a guess. I don't know that, but that's just a guess. There were some other options. Now, some of the options, I know Imai hasn't been great for the Astros.
Yeah, they might have shut him down.
Something was going on. I know Cody Ponce got injured super early for the Blue Jays. So some of the names didn't end up or haven't really worked out. So maybe you could say, hey, well, Buster was on to something. Okay, well, the Giants still themselves are struggling a little bit. I think they really were hoping that Hayden Birdsong could turn it on and that Tommy John just derailed them. They just need one of their young guys to step up, or Tyler Mahle, or Adrian Houser's been decent. He's got like a 5 ERA, but the back of that rotation.
The discouraging thing, I think, would be just you have no reason necessarily to believe in Buster as an executive, as somebody who's putting a team together.
Right. So think about it. And I know Buster played at least, but you got a first-time president of baseball operations hiring a first-time manager of the baseball team. So I don't know if it's the blind leading the blind or not.
And you want your daughters wearing a Giants t-shirt.
Because they shall overcome. Like, that doesn't mean they're not going to be good at their jobs. We just don't know if Buster's good at his job yet.
Right.
I think we'll know, year 3? Because for where they haven't, I don't love I think Willie Adames has been solid. I think right now it's Devers and Chapman's been decent. It's it's the same thing. If you could combine Buster and Farhan, they'd be a really good team because they spent money with Buster, but
Farhan Posey,
but the other pieces haven't been great. Farhan was good at finding the diamonds in the rough, but wouldn't spend on the big pieces. So you just have to fill in the gaps here.
Yeah, but the whole problem with Farhan really was because they didn't develop the farm system.
I don't know how much of that his job that was.
I think that was the plan. It's like, well, we don't have to spend a ton of money on free agents. We're going to grow our own.
That's true.
Larry Bear even said that a couple years ago.
Yeah.
We're going to build our own stars. And it's like, nope.
Right. Well, he has some big misses.
Being probably the most glaring example.
Luciano, Bart.
Yeah.
Those two, they just have nothing to show for it. And now, I mean, the last big deal that they did was Jung-Hoo Lee, and he's been fine. I don't think he's worth $18 million a year. He's not playing like that.
Jay, what about this? We weren't able to talk about it yesterday, of course, because you had the day off. You have Munetaka Murakami on the White Sox. Came in to Sutter Health Park, hit a home run Friday, a monster home run. Hit another one Saturday, then hit a big one Sunday. The White Sox hit 8 home runs in the 3 games. The one he hit Sunday off Springs, Jeffrey Springs, he crushed it way up on the berm, and he stood there and watched it with a tilt to the head, Jay.
I'm with it.
Is that okay? I don't know where the unwritten rules are now.
I'm good because times have changed. This ain't 1978.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time. It's for, social network. One thing you have to do is you have to consistently reinvent yourself in life. You can't stay stagnant, can't be the same. All those old rules of 1953 and the Red Sox and the Yankees, that stuff is out the window. There are lines, but, he had a monster weekend.
Yeah.
He did his thing. Salute to him. Shots out.
Alan
Enjoy
says
it,
his guy Mad Bum wouldn't have stood for that.
Yeah, well, that's never mind.
I didn't like when Mad Bum did that either, man. I thought it was corny.
They're celebrating them having feats.
Yeah. I get
Why? What, so are you from 57?
To me,
Mickey Mantle and them?
And I am not from 57, but close. Yeah. To me, if I'm pitching and someone does that, I feel like, hey, you're showing me up a little bit.
Why?
There.
But you just had a fantastic. So let me ask you real fast before I say this. Baseball is like the one sport you can't celebrate it in.
Well, you can now a lot more.
But I think I say that in the form of that's the thing we consistently talk about every single year is how much is too much in baseball.
And I've come a long ways on it for what that's worth. For example, a bat flip. There was a time, well, what are you doing? Now I realize you bat flip. If we do it, we're going to bat flip. Fine. It's a play on. It's no problem. But a guy hitting one off me and staring it down with like, oh, look at that, admiringly. I don't know. To me, that's a little disrespectful.
You know what all my coaches for the most part would have said, don't throw it there.
Right.
Well, that's fair too.
I mean,
it had like hit me on.
Right.
It. Yeah.
Don't throw it there.
Well, or when you
be better.
He comes up next at bat, you just think, hey, we'll strike him out this time versus hitting him. I don't know. That's how I've looked at it. But
I get it, and that's why I asked, because I know it's changing.
But what Jay said, I find it interesting because in basketball, the game won't stop. The game is continuing to go. So you don't really have that much time to celebrate. You could argue that celebrating in baseball might be eclipsing basketball because you make a shot, Harden does
you have more of a chance.
Yeah, Harden does the mix it up or whatever. You can't be, I don't even know what the version of a bat flip in basketball is because you got to get back on defense.
Well, I would say during the game, but I think there are plenty of opportunities, and we've seen it, like you said, the Cook, we've seen Steph Curry with the night. Like when you go to timeout, those dudes run to the whole other side of the court and pump everybody up, and we see it here in Sacramento. So I would disagree with that. I think during play of basketball, you might see the three, the goggles, the head. There's the knucklehead from like Quentin Richardson and stuff like that.
Darius
Miles. But I think basketball, you see 10 times more. You dunk on somebody, it's cats standing over folks.
Yeah.
They pushing people off. Like I disagree with that. I think basketball, there's way more opportunity.
I had a young lady that I coached, and she went into high school. She was on really good. She ended up playing at Gonzaga, and when she was in high school, I was watching her play, and she did the knuckleheads thing. And I told her, I said, "Yeah, don't do that."
No, she can do it.
She stopped.
Hey, why do you like peach basket style, man?
She listened to me.
Let these people celebrate.
You shouldn't do that.
I think the difference is though, Jay, there's also more straight up trash talking in basketball that kind of doubles as showboat, right? Like you said, you dunk on somebody, you stand over them on top of like quote unquote celebrations. Yeah. Baseball, there's not as much straight up trash talk. There was a game it was back in years ago. It was Spurs Warriors, and it was DeJounte Murray. I thought DeJounte Murray and Draymond were going to fight, and they were all good after the game. But you don't have a
fight about 3 weeks ago in baseball. We had an honest-to-goodness fight. A couple people got suspended.
Yeah.
But in basketball, I think the only things that are verboten, one, obviously, like if you undercut somebody, because that's dangerous. Yeah. But the other thing is, like at the end of the game, if you score.
Which I think that's stupid. I think that maybe that's the bat flip, because I think that's stupid.
It used to be like if you were way up and you kept shooting threes, it's like, whoa. So I remember Houston did that to the Warriors when Mark Jackson was the coach, and he was furious. And now that's basketball.
Because cats are getting blown out every day now.
Right.
40 points and 30. That's gone out the window.
And then on the other side, you're also not allowed to dunk or score if you're the one losing.
What?
Sometimes they get in trouble. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you're down big and then you go for a dunk.
I don't know if that's verboten. It just looks dumb if you really celebrate. It's like.
A couple times this season.
You're losing by 30.
I can't recall what happened, but there was a couple weeks where Russ was kind of on this kick where he was, talking to all these players about what not to do. And, they would tell us on the broadcast, and he was like the great reckoning. So I don't know. I think it's all just let people do what they're going to do.
All right. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to learn and grow.
Come around. Reinvent yourself.
I'm working on it. It's tough for Stretchy.
I understand.
I'm working on it. Is landed in the 5th spot. Actually, good lottery news for the Kings. Tell you who thinks so and why when we come back to Sactown Sports.
NFL Draft Week is here. Will Fernando Mendoza become the next franchise QB for the Raiders? With Trent Williams locked down, can the 49ers add more defensive help to support Brock Purdy? It all starts Thursday night in Pittsburgh. Stay locked into Sactown Sports 1140 at SactownSports.com for the latest news from around the NFL. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Contractors, remodelers, you now have a great supplier to assist you with your next project. Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento. They are Northern California's best kitchen and bathroom remodeling supply store. Anova has the latest cabinet styles, a great selection of countertops, flooring, bathroom fixtures, and more. Visit their website, InovaCabinetStone.com. Take advantage of their grand opening special, a $750 in-store credit. Stop by today, Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento.
With Popeye's new $6 faves menu, you can get this 3-piece chicken, this 3-piece tenders, this chicken sandwich, or these 2 regular sides for just $6 a piece. I know you can't see what I see, but trust me, those bold Louisiana flavors look so good, you might just have to get them all. Now there's an idea.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Terms apply.
Skeeter here. Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. Hey, it's my favorite week of the year. Mosquito Awareness Week. Yep, the spring and warm weather means the little suckers are starting to breed and bite. Gotcha. So it's time to fight the bite. Once a week, drain standing water from flower pots, bird baths, dog dishes, and at dawn and dusk, start using insect repellent outside and wear long clothes, because these skeeters are out for blood.
The Sacramento Yola Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite. For more information, go to fightthebite.net.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick, because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
We're just talking about celebrations in pro sports, how the line has shifted, but also how some of it's pretty extreme given the circumstances.
Yeah. I mean, it depends.
Who are you talking about? Pacheco?
Oh, yeah.
Chiefs?
Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah.
He's, moving his shoulders after a 2-yard run. Y'all can't hold me. Y'all can't hold me. Brother, it's 2 yards.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about?
Yeah. There was a player, was it Facundo Campazzo?
Mm-hmm.
Remember him? Played a couple years ago. And I think he went back to Europe. I'm not sure he's still playing, but he was asked, and some of it may have been lost in translation because I think he was asked in Italian or whatever it was. He said the toughest thing about the NBA, he said, the trash talk.
Yeah.
He said, I had no idea. He said, I was not prepared for it. He said, they talk to you all the time. It is constant. That's what Jay was saying when you sit courtside.
Yeah.
You just hear
man.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't know. It goes back to, what's in between the lines or not in between the lines, because they get after it. Like, they get after it. And that I think that's where baseball they take more time with their showboating because they don't have as many opportunities to just talk trash. They're all the way across from the other team, right? And when you're playing, there's one guy on the field at a time, or whoever's on the bases. It's not as active. You talk trash, and then you're just sitting there at second base. Just not the same as in basketball or football, where every single play you could have something to say. You can't hold me. And that's all night, too. That's all night. Get used to that. That's all night.
Have you ever, you haven't played the infield much, right? Past like Little League or whatever?
I stopped when I was, what I tell you guys, 11? Yeah, 11.
So you were like a left-handed third baseman.
Oh, yeah, and I was nasty, too.
Ah, boy.
And then, yeah.
But have you ever heard this in the dugout, like playing in the infield? And it's the higher you get, the less, I guess, substantial it is, because you just can't control where you hit the ball all the time, or as many times as you could in lower play, but lower level play. But have you ever been a part of, like, I've been in an infield and you might get a ball and it may not look as smooth as your normal giddy up, right? And you might, okay, I got that, come up, and it's like, oh, that was a lucky play, right? Give me that, happy birthday. That was one of the things, right? People scream out happy birthday. And you look over, you're like, man, hit the ball over here next time, right?
Right.
And have you ever been in one of those or seen that?
Well, I think the one, but it also could come from your team, is if it was a sketchy fly ball situation. They say never in doubt.
A little shaky, yeah.
Never in doubt.
Oh, you already know.
But sometimes that'd be from your own team.
Exactly. You get that more from your own team. But I've been a part of, like I said, you make a little backhand, you come up firing, and it's a one hopper. Oh, he can't even get it there.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know is we coming down the line. Now it's come down the line. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna barehand your stuff. Like I've been in verbal altercations like that on the field. But beyond that, somebody hits the ball to second base, you come up with a play like, what I'm supposed to do? Get my Pacheco on, flex my muscles?
Yeah.
Hit the bird? Like, okay, hit a ground ball, threw you out?
It's going to come to that. Guy short makes a routine play, and then he'll spike his glove.
Right. That's the thing, though.
Ridiculous.
It seems bigger in baseball because there's less opportunities to do stuff. Basketball, you can do little things often. Football as well. I mean, in the dugout, when you're hitting, you could say, he's throwing around you, whatever it is, trying to get in the pitcher's head, but it's not the same as I'm in somebody's face after, like Mikal Bridges with his 3-point celebration where he's just pointing at you, nodding his head back and forth. I mean, you just don't have stuff like that. I had
Top Gun out on you.
That's what I'm saying. I had a buddy, he got into it. I think the guy might have, grazed him, or he got close to grazing him. He got on first base and he was, probably going to steal whatever. And he was talking trash to the pitcher. And I'd never seen anything like this. Yeah, that's why we on you, all this stuff. Pitcher throws me a pitch, pretty high, 2-spot. I get it. And I thought I had it. It was wood bat. I thought I had it. My buddy is on first. He's trying to showboat for me. I'm behind him. Yeah, that's why we on you. He looks back and hits the top of the fence. It did not go out. He's like, oh, snap. And
he got to run. He got to run.
So I got to double. I'm like, dude, just run.
Nah, man, we got to put the smoke on the floor.
It's like, that's why we on you.
Did he score at least?
No.
He didn't score.
No. I'm like, brother, I don't got no launch angle. Come on now.
There's a
Cost
gap.
you a run batted in.
Yeah, it should be on 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it. The verbal altercations back and forth multiple times. I've been part of, as you probably could believe, I've been part of plenty of those, Still a base. Oh, man, it's lucky or something now. Next thing you know, you're having conversations. But the showboating part of baseball, you can't catch a fly ball, like you said, hitting Michael Jackson spin. It just doesn't fit.
Right.
So for me, I'm good with you hit a bomb, especially if you act crazy all weekend. You didn't hit 3 shots all weekend. I mean, come on. How are you showing somebody up? You're hot. Celebrate it, because you don't know the next time you're going to be able to do that.
Exactly.
Man, I've seen people hit 3 home runs in a game. You're not supposed to stand there and look?
You can at least jog down first base
come
while
on,
you're watching.
man.
There's really only...
Well, I'll stop halfway and look.
Yeah.
Does that make a difference for you?
A little better than standing in the box.
The most unique things in sports, and we don't really see it, I guess you could throw hockey in there. It's when everybody stops and they have to watch you, right? That doesn't really happen in basketball because it keeps going.
Free throws.
Yeah, but you're not boogieing at the free throw line. I'm saying in a celebratory way, right? You got a home run. Everybody has to stop and watch you round the bases. You got a touchdown. Everybody stops. You just scored a touchdown. You could dance, do whatever you need to. And I guess scoring goals like soccer.
Yeah, 'cause everything stops.
Everything stops. So you have a moment. But the difference is play stops in those instances in hockey and in soccer. In baseball, play didn't stop per se. So they're just watching you. So you're going to do your thing.
I give you another one. One of the other ones is in a boxing fight. You knock somebody out.
Yeah.
Like how people react to that. You know, people stomping, jumping up on the ring and all. Like that's another one too.
Right.
Yeah. The most iconic, one of the most iconic pictures ever is Ali standing over Liston. Liston. Excuse me, right. So.
And some of them MMA guys, they be doing it and then
they
the
do.
robot
Yeah, they do.
And doing backflips and
Adesanya, he for sure. Like that's out of hand.
Right.
You knock a person out and they're out cold and you doing the
you moonwalking and he's just on the ground.
Yeah, that's wild.
What about a hole-in-one in golf?
Now that would be funny.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah.
You probably deserve to.
So there you go. That's a gentleman's game.
Yeah.
You had a hole in one or you sink a long putt, you know, I don't know, for the end of your round on day 2 of a major. What, I'm not supposed to celebrate?
Actually, on day 2, you don't want to celebrate too much.
But I mean, you can't at least.
But when you win it, when you win the tournament,
So, but I'm saying day 2, let's say you're at the end of your round, 18, you sink a punt and it takes you to.
Only day 2, Jay.
But are you, so you're supposed to just get your little head, a hat off and just move on?
Yeah, fist pump. You haven't won anything yet.
Dang, Whitey, man.
Yeah.
We got
fist pump, right?
Just the tiger.
Tip of the cap. Act like, I got more of that. There's more where that came from. What team right now has the most attitude when it comes to that? Any sport, but let's talk basketball. Because I'm thinking of Minnesota when you're talking about. You didn't mention the Timberwolves specifically, but they got a lot of that.
I like that. Minnesota.
Ant seems to me like a master of that.
Yeah,
you can't top him.
I would say Minnesota, and it's a little less structured, but I would say the Hornets. The Hornets are wilding out. It's LaMelo.
They're young.
Yeah.
They're young.
I would say the Hornets. I don't know. I know they got beef stew, but I don't know if I'm putting the Pistons in that category. Because I know they got into a lot of scuffles, but I don't know if I'm putting the Pistons there.
So are you saying like more celebratory or more
that edge
brash
that is sometimes
edge?
is celebratory, but more brash.
A little more smack talk.
Like we're celebrating, but also we're showing you how much better we are than you. Because another thing that came to mind last night, down the stretch of that game, the Hawks were not like that, but the Knicks were almost like snails when you pour salt on them, which I haven't done, but I've heard that's what some people do. Because they were almost like...
Yeah, they weren't ready.
Yeah,
they
curling
weren't
up
ready.
in the fetal position down the stretch.
I just think they thought, again, that the Hawks were going to lay down and lay over. Hey, this is our first year. We're in the Garden. Timothy Chalamet's there. We're supposed to Seinfeld's there. We're supposed to lose, and they didn't do it.
I think the Warriors have kind of been that way for a long time too.
Oh yeah, they talk big.
Yeah,
big.
They celebrate quite a bit, especially on that avalanche, that run. You call a timeout, then all of a sudden, Klay Thompson's way over here. Steph is halfway to the locker room.
Steph is doing the Harlem Shake.
Yeah, right. Draymond is pumping the crowd up. GP2. Like I feel like the Warriors have kind of teetered on the.
Yeah, Jay. There was a game when the year they won the championship, but they went through a real rough patch there. The last one, that is 22. And they were struggling, and they were playing the Rockets, and the Rockets, I think, were terrible. But it was a close game, and Steph hits a game winner, and he runs off the floor. Then he turns around and comes back, and he's jumping around, and fans are like, he's celebrating a little too much for having beaten the Rockets. But what happened was he ran off the floor, and Raymond Ritter said, hold on, you got to do interviews. He was going to run into the locker room, but they told him, no, you can't leave the floor. So then he came back out, and he didn't know what to do, so he's like, yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, you bury a shot, then you just run into the locker room. The Bulls are still crying about the Pistons in 90. Imagine if Steph hits a 3 and runs off on Jordan. We'd never hear the end of it. Jordan still be making documentaries about it right now.
There's too many documentaries now.
You're on the
not
same
just
track
sports,
with
but
me.
everything. And I love documentaries, but then I realized there's a documentary on everything you could possibly think of.
It's too much, man.
Yeah.
Is there a documentary on snails?
I'm sure there is.
Salting snails?
Probably is.
Okay. Is that the same thing as, because that's for slugs. It works the same on snails.
I don't know. I've never actually done it. Yeah.
I think everyone, when you were like a kid.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a slug and a snail?
No shell.
No
That's
shell.
a shell, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, today on my run, I feel bad. I'm literally staring at the ground because after the rain, the snails be out, and I don't like. And I made it. I did not. They were all good by me.
Mm-hmm.
I missed them all. I missed them all.
I haven't done that in a while. When I do that crunch, I think
I
think of Taco Tuesday.
No, that's crazy.
What? That's what I think of.
That's crazy.
Because it's like a taco shell. That's what it sounds
Whitey.
like when you're biting a taco.
Leave them alone, man. You got to pay attention.
Yes, I agree.
I pay attention.
But
that's what that sound makes me think of.
See, I don't know. I'm telling on myself. My daughter and my wife, they do a terrible job. Especially like when we're in the wintertime coming out, we come out, it's dark. They do a terrible job of turning on the porch lights, right? Every time I come home, it's like pitch black. We're walking into a haunted house or something. So sometimes you just can't see what's going on in the porch or the driveway or, whatever. So it happens here and there, right? Or I'm walking the dog at night, you're not really paying attention enough. But Taco Tuesday, dog?
Yeah, that's what I think of when I hear that sound.
Come on, Whitey, man.
Oh, yeah.
I've been looking...
And you worried about home run?
Yeah, that's more messed up. You about close to the midday show with the squirrels.
I don't do it on purpose. I'm not glad that a snail died. That's what the sound reminds me of.
Okay, I've been spending the last 5 minutes looking for this dude. When you brought up tennis,
yeah,
I think he might be retired now, if I'm not mistaken. But you remember Nick Kyrgios? Remember him? He's Australian.
Yeah.
But his whole thing is, he was very much, when he played tennis, he's kind of the bad boy at tennis. He had his eyebrows. He had the little
the lines
in his eyebrows, and he's yelling at everybody. He was like the bad boy of tennis, and it made me want to watch more because I don't even know who half the time they're yelling at their own camp after every point, and I loved it, but people could not stand him. But that's the one, when you look at the other sports, I don't know who got close, because even Tiger, he'd give a fist pump, but he wasn't going crazy.
Right.
But that's the one, hockey, tennis, golf. We haven't seen anybody wild out. They tried to get on the Williams sisters when they were younger for their celebrating.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Nick Kyrgios, he's the one. I think he might be retired now.
So nobody had problems with Chi Rodriguez and out here.
Right.
Remember Chi used to do the fencing, the knife?
Yeah, I remember that.
Little sword type thing.
I don't remember anyone having a problem with it, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was before your time, wasn't it, Jay?
No, Chi was around when I was a young man. Okay. I used to watch Chi get it in with his top hat. Come on, baby.
Kyrgios.
I don't know if it was a top hat.
Well, he had the brim.
He's not like Mr. Peanut.
No. But he had the brim on.
Yes, he did.
He had the Sunday afternoon brim.
Yes.
Kyrgios is not retired, by the way. He's 30. But, yeah, he's not necessarily where he was a couple years ago. But he's the one where I thought, like, every sport kind of has somebody to start it. And that's why I've said, I guess it's kind of apropos for the game tonight. I've always said Yasiel Puig was ahead of his time. Even as a Giants fan, I thought he dealt with a lot of hate. And 3-4 years later, and Bryce Harper to a certain degree too, when his helmet was flying off, 3-4 years later, bat flips are in, and everybody's having a great time. He wasn't wrong.
Not a Puig guy.
Just
but
early.
Good for you. Not a Puig guy.
I mean, I'm just saying, the way he played, Bumgarner hated it, everybody hated it, and now everybody plays like that.
Can we agree, or maybe it's just me again? Maybe get off my lawn. If you're down 3 touchdowns and you catch a pass for a first down and you get up, it's like you make yourself look like an idiot.
No, that drives my dad. Ow! Look at that! Ow! Ow! They down 3 touchdowns. I'm like, yeah, but he's scoring. He doing it. It's his time.
Okay, scoring a touchdown's one thing, but I mean, if it's like a first down.
Right? No, you gotta. Hey Jay, you gotta spit it. That's on me. That's on me, baby. First down.
Even if you're down 21?
Oh, I'm cooking it. I'm cooking it. Nah,
because as a receiver, you might not get that opportunity soon.
You know,
but I'm with you, Whitey. I'm good.
But most of the time, I don't know. It depends. A lot of the time, they are still celebrating. But I almost feel like the older wide receivers don't do that.
Some guys, it's just their thing. It's like no matter the situation, they're going to do what they do.
I like that because Victor Cruz, you down 3, you got a salsa still.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah. What if you're
George Kittle? Right.
If you're down 11-0 and somebody homers on your team in the 8th inning, do you do the mask and the chain and the jackets?
I'm out.
Put the jacket on.
No, I'm out.
We trying to get the power.
Somebody on the A's, I think it was Hernandez, hit a home run last weekend, and so they show him and they bring him in. They put the chain on his neck and they put the mask on him, and he couldn't wait to get that thing off.
It
wasn't close. It was early in the game, but he was like. They put it on, took a picture of him, and he couldn't wait to get that thing off.
Yeah, well, I was surprised. I know the Giants, everybody has a double celebration, but I don't think I'm going back and forth with this Giants home run celebration. They don't hit a lot, so it's like a blue moon. It's hard to catch.
It's so long from one to the other. I can't remember what they did.
Yeah, I think they did last time. But when Vitello was at Tennessee, because they do it in college too, they would put on a fur coat. You know, they would put on the fur coat.
They did.
Yeah, like the cheetah fur coat. So I don't know if the Giants are going to cook up something like that, but that would be funny.
So as far as you know, they don't have one?
I thought they did, but like I said, it doesn't seem like anything overt that I've seen a ton of times. But I got to double check. Like I said, it doesn't happen a lot. We'll check when they hit up 1 or 2 off Yamamoto tonight.
Yeah. Is this something that's worth celebrating? Frankie Cardicelli says it is. The Kings ending up in the 5th spot in the lottery because he points out, as you did, Alan, that history says the team with 5th best odds is gonna enjoy good fortune. Sixers in 25 jumping 2 spots from the 5th spot. 2024 Spurs moving up 1 spot to number 4. 2023 Portland climbed 2 spots to number 3. 2021 the Cavs also jump from 5th to the 3rd pick. So while everyone was upset yesterday, as being in the 5th spot mean, the Kings are moving on up.
I don't like that. Hey, that roulette table, because, you know, Schmallen loves to play black. If black is hit about 3-4 times, you would think, Whitey, oh, that's good. I feel good about it. Red looking like it's around the corner.
4 of the last 5 have improved their positions, with several jumping into the top 3. And in San Antonio's case, it's Frankie. This is Frankie. This isn't me.
Frankie is on
You disrespect me. Don't disrespect Frankie.
Hey, he's on a mission right now trying to make everybody feel better. I appreciate that. We need people like that. I'm not that person, but we need people like that. We need, to the Kings fans out there, I am curious. Let us know, 916-339-1140. Whitey, I know there's no Wemby, but is there anybody out there? I was very superstitious playing. I don't know if you were, Jay. You do things a certain way. Obviously, don't step on the line. But, you know, if I had a good day, might wear the same socks or whatever it is. Anybody on draft lottery day? Anybody going to do anything? A rabbit's tail? Any superstitions to try to help your Kings get the top pick? You think it's that deep for some fans or not that deep?
If I do anything, Alan, it'll be to wear a lab coat because I'm a man of science. I'm not worried about the rabbit's foot or you can't.
Get out of here, White. That's a 2. That's a 2.
You can't.
Yes, you can.
Let yourself be a victim of this.
No, you can't.
Superstition and mindlessness.
You have to do whatever you can as a fan to help your team.
A lab coat.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to send you a picture.
You know, people have. I have a shirt.
Put my glasses on.
It says my lucky shirt is green. You normally wear it on St. Patty's Day because it's green.
Yeah,
but I might wear that shirt that day.
I'll wear my lucky lab coat
because it's science. Don't you believe in manifesting? Don't you believe in that?
Not when it comes to the NBA draft lottery.
You should really wear a lab coat.
On Mother's Day.
I might have to wear it in on that
couple
Friday.
Pins, a couple pins.
Yes.
You wear a lab coat, I'll wear whatever, my luckiest
and a tie
outfit.
And everything, and I'll be ready to go.
How many people got lucky socks? We still doing that?
No.
Nah.
Were we ever?
Nah.
Or just on TV?
Nah, yeah, never that.
I got to wear my lucky socks today.
I'm sorry if anybody has them. Like if you got a job interview.
The other
hey,
thing
honey,
is,
can you grab me my lucky socks?
Other thing is, Alan, between you and me, if you have anything like that that's lucky, this or that, as soon as you start talking about it, it ain't lucky no more.
So you do have lucky socks.
No.
You do.
But if I did, I wouldn't be talking about it.
Okay.
Because
I hear
that
what
would
you're saying
allow
now.
the magic to leak out of it.
So even though Whitey's talking about the lab coat, deep down he's going to have on some lucky socks.
I told you, this is a tradition, but I don't know that it's actually paid off. When there's a Kings involved in a lottery, you take all your Kings bobbleheads and you point them towards the caucus. I told you that.
Okay. So you're going to be doing something.
But I don't know if it actually has ever amounted to anything.
530 says, Alan said rabbit's tail. Come on, man.
Rabbit's foot.
Oh, yeah. It's the foot.
Yeah, man.
Didn't I say foot? Or say tail?
You said tail.
Well, grab something.
I thought you said rabbit's foot. That's what I heard. But yeah.
You know, safely. You can keep the rabbit, too. I don't know how that works. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you and these snails, I'm not trying to get put in the same category.
The only thing we know about the Kings in the fifth spot is they ain't going to pick fifth. Almost certainly are not going to pick fifth. 98% chance they are not picking fifth. Does that mean it's a good news or bad news? Talk to Mr. Rabbit's Tail over here. I don't know.
Rabbit's tail, grab the foot. You know, hey, can you make your favorite, my lucky pot of chili? Anybody got lucky food?
Wear your lucky socks and have a lucky pot of chili.
That's right.
Oh.
It's going to be a beautiful day when they get the number 2 pick. I'm calling it now, Whitey.
Can you imagine if you've thought at all about what it would be like when they get the number 1 pick? Number 1 pick.
It'll be the streets. There'll be a parade. Oh, it'll be incredible. And I do think that, I don't want to talk about it, but I think that they saw what the Kings did, and the basketball gods will bless them. They will. 11%.
For doing what now?
For being ethical in their development of young players. That's how you do it, Whitey.
If the Kings do have a Christmas game, and if they get the first pick, the tinfoil hat people are going to have a field day with that.
Good. It's okay to be on the good side of tinfoil hat. Yeah. If the league tried to help us, cool, whatever. I'm good with that. But when we're not a part of it, that's the problem.
Alan, there was a time when we touched on this earlier. The Kings would have to consider if we draft somebody number 1, they're going to make us think about coming here. At the very least, I don't think that's an issue anymore. I don't foresee any of these players that are potentially the first pick going, I ain't going there. I want out.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And that's progress.
I don't think so.
Isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I just ran it again, Whitey. Pacers, AJ Debonsa. Thunder jump up 10 for Cameron Boozer at 2. Kings, Darius Acuff at 7.
I don't want Darius Acuff. Let me tell you that right now.
I don't think you're supposed to say that.
I know. This week's NFL draft ain't great, but scouts say the first pick will be. But is Fernando, is he too nice for Allen's Raiders? We'll look at that next on Sactown Sports.
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com.
It's no secret the world feels unpredictable lately. One thing will never change: Hoblet's mission to lower high prices. Right now and only at Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland, you can get 4.99% financing for up to 84 months on all new vehicles in stock and keep every factory rebate you qualify for when you finance with Hoblet's preferred lender. That's 4.99% financing, and you keep all the factory rebates you qualify for. Not one or the other, like other dealers are offering. Only Hoblet has fought to get you a deal this good. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now unbeatable interest rates. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 4.99% APR available on select new vehicles in stock while supplies last. Pricing and savings may vary by model, and trim financing on approved credit through Hoblet Preferred Lending for well-qualified buyers. $60,000 match finance, approximately $14.14 per thousand finance. Residency restrictions and lender membership requirements may apply. See dealer for details.
A's fans, the 2026 season is here, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season packed with theme days, giveaways, and fireworks nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, April 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
At quarterback, calling the right play could change the whole game. And when your car breaks down, same idea. Make the right call before the big repair bill hits. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. Plans include 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, and rental car options, all to keep your drive alive. Look, breakdowns happen, but choosing CarShield, that's the easiest call you'll make all day.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
What was the worst sports celebration of all time?
I think I saw a hockey player do the dab like 2 years after the dab was done. That was pretty bad. The Giants were doing the dab for a long time with Brandon Crawford, like years after it had come and went. Those were pretty bad. Those were pretty cringy.
You ever heard of Bill Gramatica?
I think so.
Do you know who
Gramatica
that was?
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was Martine. There was Bill. They're both kickers.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Gramatica was jumping in the air to celebrate a made field goal in 2001, December 2001, and he tore his ACL.
Oh. Man.
He still laughs about it, though, Alan.
Yeah. There have been some at home plate off walk-offs, injuries like that, jumping on home plate. Wasn't there a soccer player? He did a backflip, landed, and that always scares me. You watch the combine, these dudes, I know they're super young and athletic, but they're doing backflips all over the place. If I'm your agent, yo, this ain't the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
All right? We got 2 more months, buddy. Just 2 more months. You just finished the combine. Now you want to backflip everywhere. Go sit down somewhere. That's the same thing with Kevin Durant allegedly diving for a loose ball. What are you guys doing? Why is Kevin Durant not just shooting some J's, hopping on his burner, and going home?
You play the game the way you play the game.
No, it's ridiculous.
That'd be like if a line drive and you didn't dive for it.
In practice. No, it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
You diving on the floor at 37 years old.
You play the way you practice, Alan.
37 years old, and you play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Bill Gramatica, not Martin Gramatica, kicked a 42-yard field goal in the middle of the first quarter, giving the Cardinals a 3-0 lead in a meaningless game that was against the Giants. And, and then he tore his ACL. Showing it to Alan here. So that's a rough one. Yeah, here's the kick, and it's up, and it is good. Grammatica converts.
Oh, no.
Jump up and down, and then, oh, boy. Jumps up. Yeah. Pumps his fist, and then that right ACL says, night-night.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
That's
one of, if not the worst celebration.
Yeah. I know I've seen that soccer one. I know a lot of people know which one I'm talking about. But, yeah, you celebrate too much. You never know what could happen.
Haven't there been guys who've celebrated hitting home runs when the ball didn't go over the fence, something like that? Nothing comes to mind, but that must have happened.
Oh, a ton.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and you're kind of just and then you end up with, I mean, to be fair, as long as you end up with a double, that if you end up on first base, that's a problem. But, double or triple, at least you're still in a scoring position. You'll get less grief from your coach. But, yeah, if you end up with a single because you were pulling a Murakami, that's a problem.
This is a little different. I remember Larry Walker, I think he was on the Expos, and they're playing a Sunday night game in Dodger Stadium, and he didn't know how many outs there were, and he makes a catch for the second out and runs over, gives the ball to somebody.
Oh.
With a runner on base.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
For the second out, yeah.
It's not a celebration, but when that ball bounced off of Jose Canseco's head for a home run, that was a good one. Not a celebration.
No, it was it was not. But Raider fans will be celebrating. They're celebrating already, right? You're celebrating already. The first pick, and Fernando Mendoza is going to be the guy.
Fernando. It's time. I can't wait. I got a countdown on my phone. So this is what it's up, Jay. Daughter's going to be wearing Giants gear for the Dodgers series. Then she got to switch over to her Raiders shirt.
I don't know.
For Thursday.
Right. That's not right.
Thursday. This is all what she wants, not me. Yeah.
Oh, she wants it. Don't you want Fernando to be there, though, in Pittsburgh?
I don't care. Yeah, it is kind of weird. I'm trying to think the last first overall pick to, just not have the iconic picture. But this is what these kids, they do what they want now. And you just got to get used to it.
It would have us believe he's not really doing it for his own sake. Here is Fernando Mendoza. He was on Rich Eisen explaining why he's not going to be in Pittsburgh for the draft.
Well, I was hoping to run into you in Pittsburgh, but obviously, word is that you're going to be elsewhere. Can you walk me through that process and how you decided to celebrate your drafting the way that you plan to, Fernando?
Pittsburgh is a great opportunity, and it's a great venue. And I'm really excited to see all the guys, or most of the guys, walk across the stage on Thursday night. It's be a dream for a lot of guys. However, my mom really wanted to do it at home, and so do my parents. It's a lot easier for us, especially with the family situation. And I have to hop on a plane the next morning anyways. And for that travel, it'd be a lot easier to stay at home. I wanted to stay and make the memory with everybody who poured into my football journey. Mentors, coaches, family, friends. You want to share that moment with all of them is going to be the best memory that I can make, rather than limiting it to 10 or 12 people in Pittsburgh, which is going to be great. And I still want to be the best league partner I can become and make sure that there's how many cameras that ESPN wants there or whatever they need from me, I will do. However, I think it's very important to start off this journey with everyone who's gotten me to this point.
Sounded a little too rehearsed to me, but
it did, didn't it?
It did. Thank you.
And as I'm looking at the visual, did you see the visual?
I did not.
I'm like, this sound like fresh out of book. One of them documentaries.
I'm not going to criticize somebody for doing something for their mother, but that's your quarterback, Alan.
Well, I mean, why he's doing it is authentic and legitimate, but obviously his PR team had something prepared. What's the problem with that? This is the problem with everybody.
It just strikes me as a little disingenuous. I want to be a good league partner.
Yeah, but if this is what, the league partner stuff, stay away from that. Just play football. That one I'll give you.
Okay, thank you.
But everything else, we want these guys, hey, be real, not too real, right? Hey, we need to see you authentic. Hey, that's too authentic. Hey,
who says that, though? Who's on the opposite side saying that's too authentic?
People. I'm not saying you, Jay. But there are a lot of people, hey, walk the company line. Hey, don't be too much of a company man. We just ask these guys to do too much. I don't care. Spin that thing. I don't care if he was on Mars for the draft. As long as he is right there to say, I can't wait to be a Raider. And he says, let's bleep and go. That's what I care about.
So what if he came out and said, I know I'm going to be a Raider. I don't really want to be one, but I'm going to be a Raider anyway.
He's not going to say that. Well, hey, I'd welcome the authenticity. You know, we do the same thing with my guy, Tony Vitello. Mm-hmm. Let these guys be themselves. Now, I don't know who Mendoza is, to be honest with you, and maybe that's where you're going with this, Whitey. You know, he said the F-bomb after the national championship felt weird because I don't know. It just felt weird.
Right. I just hope he's able to be himself. I don't care. Yeah, and like I said, okay, I want to create memories for my mom and my family. Okay, there's just something about that seems so rehearsed. It just makes
But
me
it
feel
was
like,
rehearsed.
Yeah, but why does that have to be rehearsed? It is, it's fine, but I hope at some point we're able to see the real him.
You know where you're headed with this. I know where you're headed with
Where am I headed, Alan?
Russell Wilson. That's where you're headed, but you know what? That man got a ring. That man got a ring and went to 2 Super Bowls. So I'll take it. There are a lot of guys that are authentic and authentically do not have a Super Bowl ring.
Well, I hope he's not like Russell Wilson because he got to the point, maybe earlier than we know, where he was not really an effective leader of his football team.
No. I mean,
as talented as he's been.
But guys do this in different ways, right? Jalen Hurts does the same thing. He's just much cooler how he does it. But what he says is rehearsed. A lot of it, it just sounds better. Maybe not as rehearsed as Fernando Mendoza, but he is, pretty cookie cutter with what he says. I think you hear Lamar keeps it real, Burrow keeps it real, Josh Allen keeps it real. I don't think Mahomes keeps it real.
I don't know if you had heard the very end of that. Mm-hmm. You know what? Rich Eisen says, all right, that's take 3. We're going to try another one.
No,
3,
stop
2,
Stop it.
And they do the whole thing.
No, they don't. At first I'm thinking, what did I miss? They did not say that. Come on, I don't care, Whitey. Just spin that thing.
Uh-huh.
Kirk Cousins. What Kirk Cousins talking about? He does the same thing. They're all kind of cornball.
Kind of a Raider thing now, isn't it?
They're kind of all kind of corn.
A Raider thing.
They're just different versions of corn. You got sweet corn. You got kettle corn. They're all corny. It's just what level of corn. Brock Purdy.
Wait. Slow. The defamation of Brock is completely
Brock
off.
will hit the Dougie and he'll do.
Yeah. How dare you?
I don't see Fernando hitting no Dougie anytime soon.
Let me tell you, man. Brock is so authentic. He's still riding Toyotas, family. So don't raise up off my boy.
But they all got. He's in the. Brock got real corn in Iowa, Arizona. You got real corn out there.
That means he's authentic. It's organic.
Well, Fernando, he got
Alan was in on both fists yesterday on Toyota, and I fended him off.
Miami corn out there.
Because I'm not the only one who's currently driving in this room.
That's right.
Toyota
I'm not
Avalon.
talking bad about Toyotas. I never talked bad about Toyotas.
Too?
I said Toyota Corolla or Mercedes-Benz when we were talking about Frankie's tweet. You're going to get one of these prospects, and they're all good.
I know.
Don't put me under that. Because
you sending us the LE package again?
We got rid of that.
What about the LE
Our
package?
boss texted me. He said, you should have used different cars. Now I got to use different cars, man.
You just crossing off the box for sponsorship and advertising.
Look, man, like I said, Jay, I got a Jeep Cherokee. I'd love a Grand.
That part.
I'm working on a Grand. I put myself in there.
You're working on it?
I'm trying.
A little Mojave?
Right now, what's that one, Jay? The big Jeep. That's what I want.
The Wrangler.
No, there's a bigger one out there.
The Mojave version of
that. That's Mojave, black rims.
Sahara, what you want? Yeah.
Talk to who you need to talk to, Jay.
Your daughter's a little older than my grandson. My grandson knows what a Jeep is already. He's 2 years old and he's like, it's Jeep.
She's got cars, but I wouldn't say the Jeep specifically. Oh, no, Jay, you know what I'm talking about? The Wagoneer.
The Wagoneer.
I need that Wagoneer, baby. That's what I'm talking about. You could get a Cherokee like me in the draft, or you can get a Wagoneer.
We'll start calling you Nick Wagoneer.
Or you could just go get the Gladiator. Gladiator's the big boy, big boy.
See, that draft is not the same, Whitey. It's not the same.
Gotcha. Can we complain for a minute about the Dodgers and the bizarre rule that benefits only them? We'll do that when we come back. Sactown Sports.
Will Russell Westbrook be back with the Kings next season?
Russell's always welcome with me. I love working with Russell Westbrook this year. I mean, obviously I've talked about Doug's leadership and his ability to help the young people, but a lot of that development doesn't happen without guys like Russell.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work trucks and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com. Driving business forward.
This is the sound of Jack, buzz cutting his way to a small fortune. To Jack, every time he cuts his own hair, that's $50 right in his pocket. If Jack sees DIY buzz cuts as a saving strategy, Wells Fargo is right behind him. And with their mobile app, tracking his savings is easy. Oh, ouch. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Mobile carriers' message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
There are many reasons to choose Gonzalez Law Offices. As a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record from 2016 through 2019, and you'll know that no case is too big or too small. Due to his success, hard work, and commitment to excellence, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has been listed in Super Lawyers Rising Stars, as well as in the top 40 under 40 list by national trial lawyers. You can find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Alan, I think Kendrys Morales was the player who hit I think it might have been a walk-off grand slam and injured himself touching home.
Angels, right?
Yep. That is right.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, there have been many players celebrating touchdowns prematurely and losing football.
Deshaun Jackson. I never got that one. You know, it's easy to say from the couch, but that one I truly never got. Just one more step. Just make sure you're in there.
Somebody on the Colts receiver, and did he get traded? He did that last year against the Rams.
Yes, he did. It was, is he the one on the Jets now that got traded to the Jets?
I think so.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I don't really either. I mean, it's one thing one thing you can make sure of, and it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Just be in the end zone.
Like when people say, I could have fielded that ground ball or I could have caught that fly ball. Like even that stuff, I'm thinking, I don't know if you could have. But, man, even I would have held on to that football. I can believe that. It's just silly. Very silly.
Mm-hmm. This is silly. There's a rule in Major League Baseball that teams can only have, 14 pitchers on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's primarily designed to increase some offense and maybe also you can't have as many pitching changes in the game, which slows the game down. So there's only one team in baseball that's allowed to have 15 pitchers, and that's the Dodgers because they have Shohei Ohtani, and because he's also a position player, they get an exception. And Craig Counsell, manager of the Cubs, says he thinks the rule is bizarre, and you know what? He's right. It's a bizarre rule, and I don't like it. The Dodgers have enough advantages as it is.
Yeah.
If he's a pitcher, he's a pitcher.
Yeah, I don't really get that one because he's pitching. So why does he get to double? Nobody else does. And the Dodgers, they just make me sick. I mean, they complain about everything. They lost 2 games to the Rockies, so they accuse the Rockies of, I guess, some type of foul play. I don't even know what they accuse the Rockies of. You had Dave Roberts complaining about enough time in between innings for Shohei to warm up, even though as of a couple years ago, National League pitchers were already in this position, but now because it's Shohei, they have to make an exception and new rules. This is what happens when you're Silver Spoon. The Dodgers are just turning into a bunch of Silver Spoon Nepo babies. They need everything their way, and nothing is fair, even though they have the easiest situation in the world, but it's just not good enough. Everybody has to cater to them. Nobody else is dealing with anything. They're just very self-centered. They're very not self-aware, and it's ridiculous that they continue to find reasons to complain with the $1 billion that they spend every season. It's just everything is not good enough. You lost 2 games to the Rockies. It happens. To accuse them, and I don't know if the Rockies had their signs or whatever they're doing or not, but you're the Dodgers. They just have no shame.
Was it Dalton Rushing was
yes,
the one? Yeah, the catcher. He said, there's something fishy about that.
Yeah, that they were just hitting in the first inning. I mean, they just have no shame. Dave Roberts is shameless. Ohtani is shameless.
Can you
Max
admit,
Muncy
though,
is shameless.
and it gives me no pleasure to say this, but the Dodgers, as currently constructed, are very good for baseball.
Yeah, they are, because people hate them.
Sure.
And I hate them.
And they hate them because they're good.
I hate them because, I mean, they're fine. They're a good team. You get what you pay for.
They're a good team.
You get what you pay
Back-to-back
for.
World Series champions.
Yeah, they should have lost to the Blue Jays.
But other teams, including your team, should probably be spending more money.
They should.
And it's going to be hard for baseball that is MLB to complain to the union about we need a salary cap because we're losing so much money when the freaking Padres just sold for $3.9 billion.
Yeah, but there's no team. Look, not only are the Dodgers number 1 in Major League Baseball, they're the best team in baseball. Okay, they're the reigning World Series champion back-to-back.
I know you like to judge teams by their brands.
Hey, they're the
strong brand.
Okay, they have the highest payroll in baseball, so good for them. They're also number 1 ranked in baseball, in sports, I might add. The biggest crybabies in sports. And don't get me started. I just saw this video of Logan Webb dapping up Blake Snell, one of the worst Giants I've ever seen.
He was not a great Giant.
One of the worst Giants. He didn't want to. I don't want to pitch because we're out of contention. Well, then go and be. They're all a bunch of. You call it Robins? They're not even Robins. Kyle Tucker, I don't want to be the main guy. I'm gonna go hit 7 for the Dodgers. Then don't, dude. This is just soft. He saw Blake Snell. I don't even know if he starts anymore. It's just they just make me sick. I saw Logan Webb dapping up Blake Snell. Are you serious, dude?
What are the top 5 brands in all of sports?
Cowboys.
And don't even.
Cowboys, Knicks.
Knicks?
I think so.
Nah.
Cowboys.
They're not even the number 1 brand in basketball.
Okay. Cowboys, Lakers.
Yep.
Probably.
Yankees.
Yep. We'll do American sports because I know Verlade right now is yelling at the radio.
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Yeah. Manchester United.
Manchester City. I got 3 there. Jay said no on the Knicks.
You said Dodgers, Cowboys,
Lakers?
Cowboys,
Lakers.
Uh-huh.
Yankees.
Yeah. What? Wow, yeah.
That's
it's got to be a football team, doesn't it?
It's Cowboys.
He
said
said
Cowboys. You don't you do it.
What?
I don't do it. If I can't do it, you definitely can't do it. You're not putting the Niners in there. You're not doing it.
I don't know what number 5 would be. I mean, there's a lot of candidates.
Like, who's a bigger brand? The Niners or like a Boston team, right? The Niners or the Red Sox? The Niners or the Celtics? Because that's probably who you're fighting.
Well, to be honest,
Does college count?
No, we're just doing pro. I was thinking of Chiefs. I didn't say it,
But I was
that's
going
what
to
I was thinking.
say, is the fifth rotating? Because it's Chiefs right now.
No.
No. If Whitey's saying that, I would have said 5 years ago it was the Warriors. That's what I would have said 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So is that fifth spot?
I would just think, as popular as the NFL is, its popularity dwarfs all other sports. There's got to be at least 2 NFL teams in the top 5, I would think. I'm just not sure what this other one would be. Unless it is, as you say, the 49ers.
It's not. It's definitely not.
It's 49ers, Packers, Steelers. One of those 3.
Steelers?
So the Steelers are huge.
Yeah, that's a big brand.
Now you go Packers over Steelers.
I mean, that's your opinion. I'm just saying.
Go Pack, go.
Steelers are huge.
Yeah.
You always run into
interesting that you said Knicks, but and I'm not, criticizing you, but it should be, but I don't know that it's.
I don't know.
Celtics bigger than the Knicks.
What about
right
Eagles? I'm putting Eagles before Niners. What are we talking about?
They're in the mix.
What are we talking about?
They're in the mix.
916 says Mendoza might be authentic, but it's so Leave It to Beaver.
Very much so.
It is Leave It to Beaver.
Gee, Wally.
It is a little Leave It. Hey, you Leave It to Beaver, that's fine.
You should see the visual, too. You should pull it up.
I think the Raiders, if you put in the Niners there, the Raiders there.
Nah, stop it.
No.
It's in the, Jay?
It's
in
not,
the conversation. No,
Probably
Jay.
top 10.
Nah.
Probably it's in the conversation for top 10.
Top 10 what?
Brands.
Okay, good. All right. I thought you meant NFL brands.
No. They're top.
Yeah, it's in the conversation.
They're with there.
Top
They're
10 Maine.
Yeah.
Anywhere from 5 to 7. Closer to 5. Eagles is on.
It's got to be Red Sox, Steelers, Packers.
Red Sox?
They're huge, man.
Red Sox.
Oh, we're talking
huge.
number 5.
Yeah.
Red Sox, Steelers, Packers.
Cubs.
Eagles.
Eagles aren't competing here, bro. Stop trying to put Philly in there. You must got a couple partners from Philly listening.
I'm just saying.
They're not on that level, man.
The Eagles?
Bro, you're not we're talking about iconic. Like, the Eagles aren't iconic like that.
They got the Eagle green.
Nah, stop it, man. You creating something here.
They might have gotten pushed out of that spot.
Are we sleeping on the Cubs?
No, I think they're there.
I just have a hard time admitting that would be 3 baseball teams in the top 5 brands? Maybe that's true, but I'm having a hard time with that.
If you ask somebody that wasn't big into sports to name 5 teams, you know for a fact they're naming the Yankees. They're naming the Cowboys.
We should do that. We could easily do that in the building.
I honestly,
I
think Yankees Cowboys. I'm not even necessarily sure that they get to the They might get to Dodgers because of our proximity to LA. I think they're saying those 3. If we said, hey, don't say Bay Area teams and the Kings, you say those 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else they're saying, to be honest with you.
You're saying Yankees, Cowboys, and who's the third?
And Dodgers. I think if you ask a random person, name 5 teams, they're naming those 3 teams. And then after that, if we said no NorCal teams.
A few years ago, it would have been the Warriors, obviously. It is definitely not.
I think the Lakers are there, too. For me, as much as I hate to say it, the Lakers are a brand. I mean, they're a worldwide brand. Kobe, Shaq, Magic. It's just too hard to beat them.
Yeah.
L.A., Hollywood.
Talk about cornballs.
Eagles over Chiefs. Bulls still for no good reason.
Bulls are close.
Red Sox or Celtics?
I think they're in the conversation.
There's been a lot of change, hasn't there? Because Patriots would have been a shoo-in a few years ago.
Celtics is a confusing one. It's almost funny because it's like Tom Brady and the Patriots just took over. I think it was this. I don't even know if the Celtics are the most popular in Boston, let alone other leagues.
Mm-hmm. We'll come back with more on that. Also, Mike Brown's under fire in New York. Is his replacement already waiting in the wings? That and more when we come back. Don't go away, Drive Guys.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, Athletics, and Republic FC with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Progressive knows that for business owners, vacations hit different. But hey, at least you finally took a vacation. And look at that. You only answered 53 calls, 84 emails, onboarded 1 new hire, and covered for Chris while he's out on paternity leave, and you did it all from a kayak. Because you, my friend, know how to relax. All right, you may not know how to take a day off, but you do know both your personal and business auto insurance needs can be covered in one place with Progressive. So at least that's relaxing, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Are you looking for a night out that actually delivers? Grab your friends and head to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. We've got cold drinks, great vibes, and live baseball all in one place. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
At Big O, our Protect Plus warranty offers free flat repairs, replacements, and roadside assistance. So tire trouble is no trouble at all. Now through May 5th, get $50 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Hankook, or selected Pirelli brand tires with installation purchase. Plus, get an extra $50 in rebates when using your Big O Tires and Service credit card. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
A's fans, the 2026 season is here, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season, packed with theme days, giveaways, and fireworks nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Here we go, Alan. 3:43 left in the first half. The 76ers are leading the Celtics 50-46. Yeah.
Okay. These game twos.
Sixers, the plucky Sixers, aiming to make this a series.
Yeah. What are we going to do with Paul George's career, by the way? He has 9 points. Tyrese Maxey has 13. VJ Edgecombe 12. Good for him. I don't know. Yeah. Is he even T-Mac of this generation?
No,
what is
I don't
Paul
think
George?
so. I think unless something unforeseen happens, he helps a team win a championship. I think he's going to be seen as a guy who was never quite as good as everyone said he was.
Yeah.
A really good player, but never quite that elite level player.
He's just smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Just really smooth. They're another team, Whitey, and I know they're still stuck with Joel Embiid's contract for however it feels like forever, but they're another team. They're going to have to move somebody. I don't think it would be the Kings, but he's got, after this season, he's got another year, Whitey, at $54 million. Then he's got a player option when he'll be 37 for 56.5. I don't know what happens with him. You talk about a buyout or something like that, but if you're the Sixers, you're thinking, we have to move. We have to do something.
I would have to go back and look. I suspect, again, this is an outstanding player, but I think he probably got paid a little more than he was really worth. So when he was on the open market, I remember when he said he told the Pacers that he wanted out, and he ended up going to. Didn't he go to the Thunder?
Yeah, he was on the Thunder.
But it must have been the timing. Like he was the most coveted player at that time, so he ended up getting more money than he should have. And then he went from a guy, man, that guy's really good, to a guy he's good, but he's not worth what they're paying him. I'm not sure. It's an interesting conversation because he is an outstanding player.
Yeah,
he's never been the best player on a good team.
4 years, $211 million. I mean, guys, you giving a 34-year-old that type of contract. Yesterday was $420. I mean, I got to ask some questions because that is ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Good player, Allen.
34 when he signed that.
Mm-hmm. I think your Warriors wanted him.
They probably would have paid him that. I think when he went to the Thunder, because that was okay, let's see what we can do without KD, that's essentially when this turned into, there was then, and then it was Paul George and Kawhi. Big three era was starting to end.
Doc Rivers is the coach.
Yeah, okay, let's get it done. And then that's when we all realized, he's either they can't stay healthy together or whatever it is, but he's just not as good as that stretch he had in Indiana.
The one thing I'll never forget about him is the way he overcame that horrific injury.
Right. Huge props to him.
For Team USA. I think it was like a compound fracture.
To this day, I never watched it. I can't do that. I didn't watch it.
Mm-hmm. Also tonight, Trailblazers at San Antonio and the Rockets at the Lakers. I feel like the Rockets and the Lakers should have more sizzle than it has.
Yeah, I mean, last I saw KD was questionable still. He's got to play tonight. I mean, he has to. That's why there's no sizzle. The Rockets.
Well, and Luka's not. He's
right.
Still hurt.
Well, I'm saying even if it was LeBron KD, we'd have a little bit of something. But yeah, the Rockets, what a ridiculous. Are the Rockets. Hold on, guys. I'm workshopping something.
All right.
Are the Rockets, I know they have KD, but are they the most, regular season, built for the regular season team, but is also horribly built for the postseason? And I know that's why they added KD, but they have you go back to getting to your spot. What's important in the playoffs, they have KD who didn't play, but they looked a mess without KD. They have no real bucket getters. I like Reed Shepherd. He had a nice season, but he's going to spot up and shoot. He's not really going to create like that.
In game one, the Lakers made everything, so that made it look worse for the Rockets. I think you could look at how they got to where they are, and it's hard to be too critical of them. And they brought in Ime Udoka. They were transformed. They had Dylan Brooks there for a while, Fred VanVleet. They brought in the veterans, and it worked. And then they had, Şengün has developed. Amen Thompson has developed, but they were still tinkering because I think Jabari Smith Jr. never quite was as good as they hoped. So I could see how they got to this point. Then last year in the playoffs, they decide, all right, we need something else. So they swap out. They gave up on Jalen Green. They bring in Durant. Durant probably looks like maybe he's too old to really get them where they need to go. But watching Jalen Green against the Warriors, I was thinking, man, if he played like that, Houston would have never traded him.
Yeah, he played terrible, though, in that series.
Yeah.
All they needed was a little bit, and they could have beat the Warriors, but they could not get anything from him offensively, and this was his – and it's the same thing with the Kings and the Warriors. We lost Game 7, but then we got our revenge against, in the play-in. Well, different stakes on the line because now you just got to take on the Thunder and you're probably going to get smacked.
Yeah, I think the Rockets are an example of how you can do almost everything right and still is not necessarily enough.
Yep. Yeah, we've said that about them, and we've kind of said it about the Hornets. I know they've had some misses here. You know what I was thinking about too, Whitey? A lot of these teams that have gotten a lot of picks, and we've talked about this in a different way. We almost have to accept, and I know the tanking rules might make things a little different, but we have to accept, if you look at all these teams, even the good ones, you're going to miss in the draft. You just hope that your hit is big enough to make up for your misses.
Oh, yeah.
All these teams, and let's just go top 10, right? You have, obviously, Sohan. He's gone from the Spurs. That was a miss. The Spurs might even have another miss in there. The Hornets, they just drafted 6 in a bad draft, but Tejan Salon was a miss. He can't even get on the court, right? But they have more hits. They were just
James Bouknight.
Bouknight. They have misses. The Blazers, I don't know what Scoot is yet, but Yang Hansen, I mean, they've had misses. So it's so important for the Kings to be your being right is so important, and you can only control wherever the balls kind of fall at this point. But you have to pray, if nothing else, first pick or not first or whatever, you cannot miss this draft.
That's where tanking really became a problem for the NBA when Sam Hinkie figured out, you can't just tank 1 year.
Right.
The math says the longer you tank, the better your chances of really getting good. It's like Sean Powell, when he joined us today, he pointed out correctly, there's always been tanking in the NBA, but typically it was like a team would tank or a number of teams would tank for 1 year because they're trying to get Kareem, Ralph Sampson, whoever it was, Hakeem Olajuwon. And Sam Hinkie came along with the Sixers and figured out we're going to tank for many years here because we're not just trying to get the best pick in this draft. We want the best pick in 4 or 5 drafts. That way there's a good chance like maybe 2 or even 3 of those guys are going to be really good.
Yeah.
And then other teams realized that makes sense. So that's when it really became a problem for the NBA, when you saw teams go into these multi-year tanks.
Yeah. And then the other part of that, too, is even when you bring up the Sixers, they did it, and they still had misses, or they would have been even better.
Right.
So there's no way to avoid this.
Right.
It's not going to be, I mean, I shouldn't say it's not, but the chances of the Kings the next 3 years hitting on every top pick, let's say they pick in the top 10 the next 3 years, which would be brutal because that would mean that these were pretty brutal seasons. The chances of all 3 being guys that are going to be a part of your future is low, just based on how other teams do it, and other teams that I'd argue you maybe trust more as far as the organizations are concerned. So I don't know. It's just something I was thinking about, I think, driving home. Just, man, they're going to miss on something. Because that's just how it works. And maybe you argue they already did. I wouldn't call Keegan a miss, but is he veering closer? Let's see what happens next season.
I love Keegan, but I don't know if we know that yet. I mean, he's not a bad miss, certainly, because he's an NBA player. Legitimate starter in the NBA.
And the idea of missing normally means when somebody says, they missed, right? The first thing you think is, okay, so there was somebody around where they picked that they missed out on. That's not always the case, though. Sometimes the draft just wasn't great, or, we could have took him at, he didn't go till 11 or 12, but we took Keegan at 4. I don't do that. I don't do that. But the idea when you quote unquote miss, sometimes there wasn't a hit to be made.
Yeah, that's true. You know who fans around here, and I wasn't on the air here at the time, but I remember it. Fans around here wanted Minnie instead of Keegan. They wanted Jaden Ivey.
Yeah.
Is that right, Jay?
1,000% right.
Yeah.
I remember the draft party down at the G1C. Like, if you ask all the media members, it was pretty close to down the middle.
And now
I mean, Keegan's not a miss. He's just not a superstar.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah,
Right.
a miss
I
is a
think
guy
like a miss, you got to be careful with it.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's a starter. He's fantastic. He's just not the guy, or probably not the second guy either.
Yeah, he's not a miss. I don't know if and here's the thing, you can flip him and start all over again when the Kings are relevant and hopefully playing playoff basketball again. I have no clue where Keegan's going to be on that. I don't know when it is. I don't know if Keegan's starting. I don't know if Keegan's on the team. That's what I don't know. So he's not a miss, but I don't know if he's a truly a core part of the future. Because as much as we're talking about these contracts, I mean, you think about it too. That's Scott Perry saying, let's get him on the books so we have something workable. Mm-hmm. As much as it may be, we believe in Keegan and it's his team. I don't know that.
There's something that happens to NBA teams, even teams that do it right. You get to a point here, and I think Detroit may be one of those teams. We don't know yet. I don't mean to, dismiss them prematurely. I think this is coming into play with Orlando a little bit, although they beat Detroit, I realize, in the last game. So teams tank, they accumulate draft picks, they get some good young players, they're on their way. Then I think with some teams, it gets to a point where you and they and everybody looks at them and goes, yeah, that worked, but they're still not good enough to win a championship.
Yeah, and
that's got to be really sobering.
Yeah, but I think that's the Rockets decided to cash in with Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked out. We'll see when they get Fred VanVleet back. That's when you make a decision, okay, and that's where the Kings aren't, but they could still use Keegan in a different capacity when you say, hey, we're trying to, the Grizzlies, we were really good. We didn't get there. Now let's cash out and start over. Now, there's different versions of that. The Pistons wouldn't do that, but they would say, hey, how good is Asar Thompson, right? Or do we need Asar Thompson, or do we need a secondary scorer, a legit one for Cade? That's the decision that they need to make when they decide, hey, our young guys, they're good, but they ain't Steph, Clay, and Draymond, which most of them aren't. Mm-hmm. Those are the decisions that have to be made. I saw another one, Whitey. We're all talking about how the Raptors, I know Logical Raptors fanatics is going to love this one. We're all talking about the Raptors and how they've done a good job. Hit, whatever it is. Grady Dick, big ol' miss. He does not play.
Looked like a hit, too.
Looked like a hit early. I think he went 9th, so it wasn't like he was a top 5 pick. But every team is going to miss during their process. You just got to hope that your hits are real hits.
Mm-hmm. The Oklahoma City Thunder have done it extremely well. And we talk about all these good teams that get to a point where they realize we might not be good enough to win a championship. And here they are in great shape to win their second in a row.
Right.
While they're still accumulating all these draft
and
assets.
Guys like
it is amazing.
They moved off of guys like Josh Giddey, who I'd consider a hit more so than a miss. Somebody is saying Rob Dillingham. Think about it. The Timberwolves thought they were in a position we're going to trade. They traded up, to get Rob Dillingham.
He was exactly what they thought they needed,
and it just didn't pop.
Mm-hmm.
Did not pop. I guess Grady went 12 from Logical Raptors fanatic, but. I'm just preparing everybody. Hopefully not this draft, but you're not just anything is possible. But the numbers say you're not just going to sit there and stack up.
Yeah.
Now you got to play them because you don't know.
Well, I think what we're really saying, Alan, is the whole notion of your beloved hybrid rebuild. It just, when you really look at it, it's like that is just not a percentage play at all.
I mean, none of them are.
No.
But the typical classic way of doing it is you have a better chance, right? Because even if somebody like Keegan isn't an all-star for you, somebody could still find value in him, and you might be able to get something back. That's where the Rockets probably going to end up. I don't know if they, hey, we got Fred VanVleet healthy now, we're just going to rock and roll. I don't know if they do that. I think they might think about an Amen Thompson conversation. The redundancy between, you can't have Jabari Smith, and I know it's not the same position, but Jabari Smith, Tari Eason, you can't run those dudes out there. They're too similar. So the Rockets got some decisions to make. I don't think there's anything. I mean, they could use Zach LaVine shooting, but I don't think they can't spend that type of money.
I would argue the one thing the Rockets have not yet been able to acquire is that guy. Mm-hmm. And KD still has a little something left in the tank. But, Şengün is phenomenal. Is he a lead guy on a good team? Probably not quite. Amen Thompson's phenomenal, but he's not, climb on my back and we'll go for ride in the sky. Jalen Green, where he was picked, it looked like he could have been. I think they realized he's not. Mm-hmm. So, that's also part of it too. You've got to be fortunate enough to fall into or find that guy.
Yeah.
Which speaks to why the Kings, so many people are frustrated with the Kings who have allowed their chances of getting the first pick dwindle a little bit. It could still work out, I know, but it's so rare when you have a shot at he could be, some of these guys in this pick, DeBonsa in this draft, I should say, he could be a foundational piece. So why would you allow your chances to get him to dwindle? Well, we'll see how it works out, but that's part of it too. You got to get the guy.
Yeah.
Minnesota, I think they got a guy and they still might not win a championship.
Right. They're another team. I don't know what they did wrong. We talked about that yesterday, and of course they get a big win. They got Naz Reid on a good contract, so they've done a lot of things right. And I'm looking here, Whitey. Kevin Durant, he got that real 2-year contract, not the weirdly worded 2-year contract. They got to pay KD $43.9 next season, and then he's got a player option at 39 years old for $46 million.
Well, let's see.
That's crazy.
Let's see if he plays tonight, how he does in the rest of the series, and if they knock off the Lakers, then they're still feeling halfway decent about things.
Got to do it. You got to do it because what's happening is you cannot line everything up, right? They paid KD that money, but really they thought this season was the season. We're going to go on a run.
Right.
Then Fred VanVleet gets hurt. Mm-hmm. Now they're stuck paying him for 2 more years over $80 million when really, man, we already figured that 39-year-old year was a sunk cost. It was really these first 2 years we thought we could make some noise, and you just get taken out of the conversation when you lose your point guard.
Halftime, Allen. Philadelphia 62, Boston 54. Whoa.
Wow.
The Sixers with an 8-point lead at the intermission. And just about halfway through the first quarter, the Blazers are leading the Spurs 17-9. It's over. Denny is led. I'm going to go ahead and call that now. No, I'm not going to do that.
I'm just thinking, as far as the Blazers are concerned, I mean, even if Scoot has a really good series, how good do you feel about where he fits on this squad? By the way, Denny 5 points. Scoot with 7. 1 for 1. Scoot can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with, and that's what I'm talking about with Dylan. You said Dylan Cardwell taking threes. And I know I'm not the only one that thought I was tripping when I thought the Blazers were cooked. Robert Williams took about 2 threes. I'm thinking, what in the world is going on? Since when does he take 3? He didn't make them. But since everybody takes threes now, man.
A modern big, you got to be able to stretch the floor in today's game.
You really do.
Yeah.
You really do. So when Sabonis comes back, assuming that's with the Kings, he's got to get back. He's got to embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't just shoot it begrudgingly. Because you got Robert Williams, you got Andre Drummond taking threes.
I know.
This is crazy.
From the corner, and everyone goes nuts. Great team building exercise when you're big hits a 3.
Yeah.
The big news this morning was Billy Donovan resigning after 6 seasons with the Bulls. And one of the first things I thought of was, oh, well, he's going to be available now if the Knicks continue to implode and they move off of Mike Brown. That could be their next head coach right there. I'm not wishing that on Mike Brown, but that was a bad look for them last night in their Game 2 loss to the Hawks.
But Billy Donovan has done nothing in the NBA.
He's Billy Donovan, though.
Just some guys, yeah, he just looks like he's going to be better than the other coach.
He did a good job in Oklahoma City. Now he hasn't won a championship.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine. I don't. Has he ever been talked about as a top head coach in the NBA ever?
A good question. I don't think so, but I think he's still well respected.
I mean, if you are going with him, is he high profile enough? If you're moving on from Mike Brown.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
I don't know. You need a big fish. He's a big fish in college.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go coach at Villanova? Why don't you go do that, Billy?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to. I was going to ask you, well, who would you hire then? But, they still have their coach, and it's Mike Brown.
Yeah.
But obviously, if the Knicks don't turn things around, they should. They have time to. But if they don't, then, maybe that would be a good look for the Kings if Mike Brown ended up getting fired from the first job he took after getting fired from the Kings.
Is it weird when everybody understands? I mean, Doug was a different situation because it was 2 years and a option. But Mike Brown, I mean, even if he gets fired, Whitey, did anybody even feel like he was the Knicks head coach? It's just a weird situation.
He won the in-season tournament.
I know, but the
no
whole
Knicks
thing was,
coach had ever done that.
It felt like everybody has known if they don't win the whole thing, Mike Brown's probably out. He's a placeholder. And, hey, you get paid. Cool. You get to coach.
Unless they win the championship.
Yeah, it's an opportunity. But I don't know if his firing will help the Kings as much as you think.
Okay, first of all, and I still think they're going to win the series.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of rooting for Atlanta, but yeah. But I doubt they're going to get all the way to – if they get to the conference finals, then I think he's got a chance to hang on.
I got to look at their path. If they have the Celtics early or even the Cavs or the Pistons.
But to what you just said, I'm not saying it will help the Kings, but I think it at least avoids a bad look getting worse for them.
Yeah, because there are a lot of Steve Kerr news these days, but the Warriors, as Mike Brown was the assistant, a lot of feelings there, Mike Malone, a lot of the way that the Kings did it.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe the issue because it can move from the fact that they did it, okay, how they did it, that's what people will maybe stick to more than that they did it.
It did get to a point where something had to be done.
Mm-hmm. And something was done.
Yeah.
And Doug has an opportunity. We'll see what this season looks like next season. But the Mike Brown situation, I think it could get put to bed. Even just, callers or whatever, I think it would probably get put to bed.
Yeah, I have to admit, because I'm rooting for him because he was nice to me when I talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not saying he knows who I am, but Coach Brown did a lot of great things here. But down the stretch of that game, his team looked awful.
Mm-hmm.
They looked disorganized. They were not the aggressors. And then, there were some obvious errors there that he made as a coach, technical errors. So it was a bad loss for them.
Yeah,
if they win the series, it's like, okay, fine. They move on. But that was a terrible loss for them.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where, let's do the closer thing. Like, Brunson, take us home. And Atlanta Hawks, one thing they can do is they could defend their you-know-what's off. And I don't even know if Dyson Daniels was on. I think it was mostly Nickeil Alexander-Walker because they just got dudes that can defend.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's been your bread and butter all season is just go to Brunson in these clutch moments, it's different in the playoffs when you're facing teams that are elite defensively. And the Hawks have four to six wings out there that are 6'5" and up that are going to make it really hard for you when you don't have – and that's the thing. It's fine if Brunson gets cut off or whatever. That's on Mike to say we got to get Cat back into it because Cat did have a mismatch and they didn't go to it at all.
Yeah, 11 minutes of that game, neither one of them was on the floor.
Yeah. Not all at the same time, but not 11 minutes at the same time, just throughout the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Total minutes, yeah. We got to look at the draft again because for another top prospect, it's back to school.
Back to school.
Next on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
When the dollar's convertibility into gold ended in 1971, gold was fixed at $35 an ounce. Fast forward to today, and the U.S. dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold has increased in value by over 12,000%. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Major firms are holding significant positions in gold. And I choose to buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's Dan Bongino, and it all starts with education. Birch Gold just announced their Learn and Earn Precious Metals event. This free online event rewards you for learning the basics of investing in precious metals. Sign up to get free silver on your next purchase if you qualify. And you can get even larger incentives as you go. The more you learn, the more you can earn. But act now. This special event only runs through April 30th. So text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to join Birch Gold's Learn and Earn Precious Metals event by April 30th. Text Dan to 989898 today. Message and data rates may apply.
Attention Roseville residents. This just in. Keeping your vehicle well maintained doesn't just protect your car. It also protects your local waterways. This May, bring your used oil filter to a participating AutoZone location and receive a free new filter. Available every weekend in May. Recycle your used oil and filter the right way. For details and tips on proper oil and filter replacement, visit roseville.ca.us/oil. Funded in part by Cal Recycle. Limit 1 per customer. Maximum value is $9.99. Roseville residents only. Proof of residency is required at participating locations only.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Your Toyota's been through a lot with you. Traffic, rain, potholes, you name it. But it keeps showing up mile after mile. So maybe it's time to give a little back. For a limited time at your local Toyota dealer, get 3 new tires and get the 4th for $1. Because a ride that's always there for you deserves to be taken care of. 3 tires, get the 4th for $1? Go on. Treat your Toyota. Deal ends April 30th. Keep your Toyota a Toyota. Restrictions apply. Toyota and Scion vehicles only. See participating Toyota dealers for details.
Contractors, remodelers, you now have a great supplier to assist you with your next project. Nova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento. They are Northern California's best kitchen and bathroom remodeling supply store. Nova has the latest cabinet styles, a great selection of countertops, flooring, bathroom fixtures, and more. Visit their website, InnovaCabinetStone.com. Take advantage of their grand opening special, a $750 in-store credit. Stop by today, Nova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Something has happened related to the NBA draft that hasn't happened since 2017. Despite being a projected lottery pick in the 2026 NBA draft, Thomas Haw is going to return to Florida for next season. And that's becoming more common in the NIL era, according to Yahoo Sports. But it is still a first since, do you guys know this? It's the first since who announced his return in 2017 to Michigan State?
Draymond. Now, say that one more time.
Thomas Haw, projected lottery pick, returning to Florida. It's the first time a projected lottery pick returned to college since who in 2017 returning to Michigan State.
What was the point guard's name?
No, it's a guy who's we talk about a lot. He's in the league now. Pretty good player.
Not Draymond.
No.
Well, I was going to say Bryn Forbes. It's definitely not Bryn
It's Miles Bridges.
Ah.
Yeah. Haw was a number 13 prospect of the upcoming draft class, according to ESPN's Top 100. So he's the highest-rated prospect in the ESPN ratings to do so since Bridges returned for his sophomore season. That's according to Jeff Borzello and Jeremy Wu. And then Bridges went on to declare for the 2018 draft after 2 seasons at Michigan State, and he was the 12th overall pick by the Charlotte Hornets. So Thomas Haw,
didn't really make a big difference, right? Because lottery, he
apparently not
12th.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's the other thing too. I said this a week ago, whatever it is. I'm done trying to figure out these NIL evaluations because you have legitimate, Fox Sports, CBS, you'll have legitimate outlets saying this is what these guys are making. But then you see people going back, and as we went over, lottery, you're going to make anywhere from 14 mil at the back end to obviously, close to 50 mil if you're picked in, the top 3, whatever it is. But with all these guys going back to school, people are saying, man, it's getting hard for the rookie scale contract to compete with NIL. So there must be a bunch of stuff that's just not getting recognized as pure NIL.
I see.
I'm done. If somebody's going to school, they must be making way more than we think. I'm done trying to figure it out because it seems like nobody actually knows how much these dudes are making.
Interesting. I don't know if you heard this, but John Lynch had an interesting theory yesterday talking about players staying in college for the NIL, and he said, everyone says the best time they had in their lives was in college, and now guys have more incentive to stay.
Yeah, right. You tell me I'm getting paid now?
Yeah.
I'm never leaving.
So Ha joins teammates Alex Condon, Ruben Chinyelu, and Boogie Flandon returning for another year in Gainesville. So, that's part of it too, I guess. Hey, we're gonna win a chip next year.
Yeah, let's do it. They've been doing it. Florida, not this past season, obviously, but the season prior. So they wanna make a move, but then their coach is gonna leave. So
Todd Golden?
Yeah.
You know who likes him?
I do.
Your guy, Joe Lacob.
Yeah, USF connection. Just make up connections at this point. Any type of connection. Any type of connection will do.
You telling us Steve Kerr's out? He's leaving?
Word on the street is people believe that could be the case. That's it.
Word on the street is people believe it could be the case. Well, okay.
Sound like who was that? Tim McMahon last week.
It's all the Bleacher Report guys are that way.
No,
Jay.
No, that
it's
wasn't
in the
even
handbook they all get when they're the first day.
That
of work.
wasn't even the BR crew. But I don't know. I mean, there are a couple different, I guess, conversations. Monty Poole came out and said that he thinks it's going in the direction of him not return.
I think Steve Kerr should say, I've done all I can do here. I'm moving on for his own sake. It's just like beating his head against a wall at this point. They're not going to get younger, and there's nobody that can ride in to rescue this team as it is.
Yeah.
It's okay. It happens. I'm sure he knows it happens.
Right. But the other thing is, I just don't know, who do you bring in for Steph and Draymond? I don't know if they have a relationship with the Florida head coach, because Joe Lacob kind of walks to the beat of his own drum. What's also funny about this? If they move on from Steve Kerr after losing Kuminga a year later.
Yeah, that is
funny. You could have
just
put him there, kept him, and if you were thinking that Steve Kerr was done, just keep Kuminga and find a coach that would work with the young player in a different way. So again, smart organizations make dumb decisions all the time.
I think just short-sighted because they, as an organization, believe still like, okay, we're still that next one. It's close. That next championship, it's close.
Right.
Kuminga can't. We just can't win with him right now. All right, coach, we've got to go then because it's close. If you think we're that close to the next championship,
then
Jimmy. Jimmy got hurt. Never mind.
It doesn't matter now. They could jump up. Let's say they jump up to top 5. They could have had a top 5 pick and Kuminga to send over to the Bucks for Giannis. Now you're gonna have to give up future draft capital.
Alan asked something this morning when we were sending texts back and forth. He asked me something. I think it's a really good question. You were asking about last night, Jalen Brunson, the way he got abused by CJ McCollum and the Hawks. Does that give you second thoughts about Acuff? Me personally, I think I'm in the minority, but to me the answer is yes. That is exactly why I am skeptical about bringing in Darius Acuff. I know they're different players. Just because Brunson struggled against McCollum doesn't mean Acuff's going to struggle, but I think he's a very poor defender. Jerry Reynolds knows a lot more about any of this than I do. Says you can teach somebody to play defense, but given what the Kings are trying to do, and I'm just looking here, he's listed at 6'3". I don't think so, Alan. Do you? Darius Acuff, 6'3".
I mean, hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't know how them Reeboks loose you up.
I would avoid him if at all possible. Obviously, if he slides and I'm picking 8th and he's still there, man, I got to look at it, but I don't like it.
I don't know. I do think that you got to leave here with something. And if they end up, here's the thing, Whitey. I guess the line is what's the earliest you would take him? I think that's a good way to ask it. Because if you end up at 7, you're taking Braden Burries over Acuff?
I might.
I would. I wouldn't take. I haven't watched enough Michael Brown Jr. Braden Burries is nice, but you're basically saying, in my opinion, you're essentially saying we're still going to try to find a guy somewhere.
Yeah, I know Braden Burries probably is not that guy.
At least with Acuff, offensively, he could be that guy. I think some of that is on Mike Brown. I mean, you're able to hide Steph, right? Some of that is on Mike Brown, their defensive scheme. I get it if you just get a screen and you're all alone, but could have done something.
Yeah, and Steph is, he's worth hiding too because he gives you so much, or did, before he got hurt. He gives you so much at the offensive end. I just look at teams like the Pacers and, Charlotte is this way to a degree. The teams that have those, guys that are like 6'4" to 6'9", and they're more interchangeable, and they just put pressure on you at both ends of the floor. Even Phoenix, I don't know what their ceiling is, but even they do that. I think based on what Doug Christie and Scott Perry have said, that's the type of team that they want to put together. I'm on board with that, and I don't see Acuff as an ideal fit for that.
But you can have somebody, and I get what's tough is you would think, and that's why a lot of people said, oh, you can't have Acuff and Maxime because, Maxime is still trying to work his way along defensively. But you would think, Whitey, if you have Acuff and a bunch of 6'7" and up dudes around him, I mean, that's funny. That's kind of what the Knicks are trying to do, and they still found a way to expose Brunson. But again, we're talking championship versus relevancy and being in the playoffs.
Fair enough.
Acuff, a star, 4, 6, 8 dudes around him. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Let's get back to the playoffs first.
I probably am in the minority here. Clip this if you want, because people could throw this in my face. But to me, if I had a choice of Acuff, Darren Peterson, to me it's Peterson, and it's not even close. Me personally.
I thought you were going to say
not
somebody
even
else.
Close.
No, I think we all agree on that, maybe.
Yeah, I think Darren has...
I don't think... we may, but I know a lot of people were down on Darren Peterson.
I know Darren has, kind of gone back and forth, but I don't think that's... I thought you were going to say Braden Burries. That's who I thought you were going to say.
That one I might be Burries, but it is close. I mean, I'm not saying, oh, it's easy. I know I'm definitely in the minority on that. And I know also... Braden Burries, he could play point, but he's not like a lead guard.
Yeah.
He's not going to lead your, every night.
So,
which is what Acuff would do, presumably.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying, and then there's Kingston. I think that's the bigger question, Whitey. Who are you taking? It's. I think a lot of people, what you're discussing, I don't know about Darren. Darren's confusing, but Kingston, Keaton, Darius, you asked all three of us right now, we probably have different orders. And Darius, I think, is ahead of a lot of people. A lot of people have Darius ahead of Kingston, and Keaton is a little different because he's taller.
I would go Keaton. I've really cooled on Kingston. I might go Keaton, Darius, Kingston on that.
Yeah, and Tankathon has Kingston going first, or out of those three.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going fifth. Yeah. I hear what you're saying, though. If that's what you're trying to build, then Keaton Wagner.
That worries me, and maybe there's ways around it, and I shouldn't worry about it so much. But that is one of the lessons to me from last night, as you say, Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson's phenomenal,
and he does give a lot offensively. But in the playoffs, they gonna find you, and that's on Mike to counter that somehow. Blitz McCollum. That's what I would do. Make somebody else make some shots. Blitz McCollum.
Man, Coach Styles would win a lot of games, wouldn't he, Jay? Coach Styles would win a lot of NBA games. Jay?
It's called a hybrid blitz.
Jay? Sometimes Jay's on the phone. He's not on the phone.
Yeah. On one of his phones. We know what's going on, Jay.
Yeah, I'm just not agreeing with that.
It's what's on the inside that counts in the NFL draft, and it's also what counts with the hats that draftees are going to be wearing. We'll explain that when we come back and wrap things up. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Will Russell Westbrook be back with the Kings next season?
Russell's always welcome with me. I love working with Russell Westbrook this year. I mean, obviously I've talked about Doug's leadership and his ability to help the young people, but a lot of that development doesn't happen without guys like Russell.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick, because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
A's fans, the 2026 season is here, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season packed with theme days, giveaways, and fireworks nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
I've never heard of this. Jay's got a 49er hat on right now. Maybe you guys have heard of this, but saw this piece on the hats that players who are drafted will receive at the NFL Draft. 2026 NFL Draft hats, and of course they'll be available for sale. Here's a picture of one at The Athletic, and it's just, the shield, blue hat, baseball hat, NFL. There's a pin on there, but there's one for each team, and I've never heard of this. Each hat has something having to do with the city and or the team, a pattern on the inside of the hat in the lining. Mm-hmm. For example, there's a Cardinals hat, red hat on the inside. There's a Southwest-inspired pattern. The Falcons on the inside. So it's like you take it off, look at the top, the lining. There's Georgia peaches on the inside. Mm-hmm. The Ravens has part of the Maryland state flag.
They love that flag.
And then there's a slogan. Slogan's inside the hat. Play like a Raven.
Who loves their flag more? I know the answer to this, but it's at least who's second place. I know the answer is Texas, but Maryland loves their flag
too. They do,
too.
Yeah. Rise up is the Falcons slogan, by the way. So the Bills, there's a stash of Buffalo nickels.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The Nickel City. That's the slogan.
There should be tables in there since they're always jumping on
I
tables.
agree. The Bears slogan inside Monsters of the Midway. The Bears hat has the flag for the city of Chicago. City has a flag.
I didn't know it.
Yeah.
And then they're going to ask everybody, hey, take off the hat so we can see the inside.
Would you buy a hat because of what's on the inside?
I would not.
The Broncos country is a slogan, and it has the beautiful Rocky Mountains inside the Broncos hat.
Just another way to sucker you to get the paper.
Yeah. Well, I know Alan's going to get one of the Raider ones, so let me see what the Raiders... skulls inside the Raiders hat.
Welcome to the nation.
A pile of skulls. There's an image of Allegiant Stadium above the pile of skulls.
What?
Yeah.
Slogan inside the hat. Once a Raider, always a
Yeah,
Raider.
baby. Put it on, Fernando. So what, he's just got a bunch of hats at his house?
Pile of skulls?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. They just got a bunch of hats at his house?
I don't know. Get one for his mom, certainly.
Yeah.
The
What about
Eagles. Eagles has...
Cheesesteak?
It's a bald eagle on the inside of the Eagles hat.
Yeah, I like that.
Go Birds.
Go
Wait, are you
Birds.
kind of an Eagles fan?
He's got to be.
I wouldn't say... I don't dislike them.
Wow.
Big time fly, Eagles fly.
I don't
Another
dislike them.
similarity to Draper.
I think we should be able to run that conference and smash the Cowboys.
Bob's to the surface. That's Lionel Simmons, by the way. That's who that was.
Die-hard Eagles fans.
When it's Eagles-Niners,
Yeah?
we'll talk about it.
Wow.
Dude,
All right.
The fact that you didn't come out and deny that from the start, the beginning, lets me know you've got a little green under that T-shirt.
I don't... It's not... You know you have teams that hey, that's a cool team.
Nah. Niners are nothing, fella.
I don't dislike them. There's teams you like, you dislike.
Alan loves the Eagles.
I don't.
Finally come out.
What he's really saying inside of his brain, Jay, in his head is, the Eagles are my NFC team.
Yeah.
No, I would never say that. I don't do that.
Just said I felt a little earlier in the show he had a little love for the Eagles.
Well, I'm just saying they're a good brand.
Uh-huh.
Passionate fan base. More often than not, if I'm watching the Eagles playing, I'm wanting the Eagles to win.
But it all looks so blah.
Like if they play the Cowboys.
Blah, blah.
More
Niners.
often than not.
Yeah,
Wow,
more
okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in the closet Eagles fan?
No.
Dang.
I'm not. I just...
Freaks come out at night. Hey,
Everybody
come
has-
on, man.
Look,
They're my number one NFC team.
everybody has a couple teams that they,
No,
that
we
they
don't.
ride with.
We don't, Alan.
Everybody has, hey, this is I got love for that. This, you're a fan of a team, but you got love for another team. I got love for the Eagles. I got love for the Phillies.
For the Phillies now, too?
I got love for the Sixers.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a fan of those teams, but I got love for them.
Inside the 49er hat, it's a red hot hat with the SF oval logo, black
You got
brim,
the EMF.
black, what do you call that? Button on top.
Substation.
Inside their hat, they have their past stadiums.
So Kezar's in there?
It says stadiums plural, so
Wow.
Candlestick, Kezar, I guess. And then, yeah, Alan, you beat them to it. Not seen as the controversial electrical substation next to their current stadium. Forever faithful. So I'd never heard of that in a hat that you'd wear, a sports baseball style hat. Images inside the lining of the hat.
I mean,
could I get one without that? Is it cheaper?
I just think it's so funny because they're going to be asking all these draft picks to take off the hat to show them what's inside, which is just stupid. Corny.
Mm-hmm.
Put corn in the hat.
Oh, my goodness. The Commanders have cherry blossoms inside?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there...
That's a terrible idea, by the way.
I think it is.
It doesn't do anything to, discourage anyone to buy the hat because the hat on the outside is what people are paying attention to. But as I told you guys, man, a fitted cap, new era is $60 these days.
Yeah.
They're just, figuring out another way to say, oh, well, this is why they're worth $60.
Uh-huh. Unless it's a rally cap time, right? Then you would
turn
it
inside
out, then you would see the lining.
Yep. Yeah, that is not for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm a snapback guy, so.
Okay. All right.
You don't like no fitteds at all?
They always change on your head. The hair. You get a haircut, and now it doesn't fit.
Okay, man.
Meaning
your head shape changes?
Yeah, I get a haircut. Now
Right.
it's too small. I grow my hair out. Now it's too big. If it's a snapback, I can do whatever I need to do. Life is not a fitted cap, guys. Life is a snapback. Life is adjustable. That's why I like snapbacks, life.
But sometimes it's good to commit to something.
I can't commit to
Something
my
that's
head shape
permanent.
changing.
You
And I got a
probably
peanut-
can.
and I got a peanut
The shape
head.
of your head does not change.
I got a peanut head. I'm like a 7. And then, so I have 4 different hat sizes. I got a 6 and 7/8. Well, Jay, that's when,
That's when you're tiny.
That's when pops take you in, you get that ball fade. I'm like, I don't got no waves.
Yeah.
Hey, Alan, you get this ball fade and you get up out of here. I got a 7, 7 1/4, 7 1/8. That's too much. That is too much, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
You wear a hat today, and, we might be getting a haircut soon. I don't know. Then that hat might not fit. Come on.
Yeah. All right. Whatever
Maybe
works.
it's types of hair.
Yeah.
Maybe it's types of hair that the hat
I think
bothers
these
me.
are adjustable, so your Eagles hat will be adjustable.
I would not wear an Eagles hat because
Yes,
I'm not an
you
Eagles
would.
fan.
You've got love for them.
I got love for him. I got an uncle out there. He hooked me up when I was in Philly. So, yeah, he bought me hats.
Mm-hmm. So when Alan Styles goes home tonight, obviously you got the young ones and the missus to take care of. You got some duties, but at some point, if things go the way you hope, you'll be settling down to watch some sports on TV. What's your priorities tonight with the Giants and the Dodgers? You got first place A's taking on the Mariners, a team I know you're not too fond of. You don't have love for them, do you?
I do not have love for them.
Playoff.
I got love for Ken Griffey.
Mm-hmm.
I got love for Ichiro. I got love for Randy. That's where it stops.
Playoff basketball tonight as well. How do you prioritize?
Here you go, guys. Brett Siegel, Spurs star Victor Wembanyama just smacked his chin face on the court and appears to be dizzy. He went running back to the locker room after taking a few moments to regroup on the court. So that's going on right now. But my
concussion protocol.
We'll see. My priority list, it's Dodgers, Giants, Smurfs, Giants. That's number 1. And if KD plays, I'm ready for, or do they play today? Lakers?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lakers, Rockets, I'm in. I'm in on that one. But the A's, they're kind of a, I'll check the score day. No disrespect whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But they're a check the score day.
Here's a picture. Thank you, Jay. This is somewhere near the ballpark in San Francisco. Because it says China Basin here. Event parking ahead of the first Giants-Dodgers game of the regular season. Event parking, $200, Alan.
Woo.
You gonna pay that?
I
think I can get in the ballpark
you're
for
a
less
rookie
than
if
40.
you're not taking Bart. Come on. Hey,
Bart is a long walk to that.
No, it's a healthy walk.
It's a long walk.
Hey, get your
What do
money
you
up.
get off Montgomery?
Get your money up, not your funny up. That's what you got to do. 200, that's nothing in the Bay. That ain't nothing in the Bay.
Come on, man. That alone should make you stop liking the team. You can't even afford to park the car to go watch a game.
You go in there, but CJ, the concessions are very affordable.
Yeah, you're right. That pizza that's $75 a slice.
Get you some Dippin' Dots.
And my boy Stretch, he'd be like, no, we just wanted a slice, not the full joint.
The whole pie.
Sliced in the water.
Yeah, they were like $56.
Yeah, we know that. Get your money up.
So you would pay that?
No, I would not.
Okay.
But I only take Bart.
Uh-huh.
I'm taking Bart, and then you can get on
T-Train or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's always ways around it. And if I'm sure there's another parking lot, that's the one that's right there. So they know what they're doing.
Doesn't
Just
matter, Alan.
Walk
That's
a little bit further away.
200.
I can't control these vendors.
Right.
It's got nothing to do with the Giants.
Right. Well, enjoy it.
They might own that, all of it. But, you can't control everything.
Thanks for being with us. Great to have you back, Jay. We're back with you tomorrow. We have Westwood One Sports Talk Radio for you next. Where else but right here on Sactown Sports.